Good Tuesday morning, everybody. John and Lance, along with Dell, is Lance dropping F-bombs right on the show again. Yep. Okay? Did you hear it?
No one could hear it.
Okay. Because he's dropping F-bombs on the Astros from last night's performance. Oh,
luckily.
I don't know if you know this. Over the last 16 games, what's the A's record?
They're really good. Yeah. I saw them kick the dog crap out of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The A's have been playing really sporty baseball. That's when I looked at that and I said, Astros minus 135. They just got done with a feisty road trip. They're in the middle of road trip. You got Arrighetti on the mound, and this is an A's team that literally went into the All-Star break putting them Fifth Ward Bees, but they're not from the Fifth Ward, on the Phillies, 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia.
Why they got to be Fifth Ward Bees?
Because that's
Beatons.
Fifth Ward Bees that's from Scarface and Ghetto Boys. But that's what they did. When you put them bees on somebody, that means you beat them up pretty good. You sting them. And that's what the A's did to us yesterday. Shut out. The Astros shut out. Not what you had hoped for, but Seattle loses at home to the Angels. That's what you would hope for. So it happens. It's hard to beat a red-hot A's team.
Yeah, no. And
the A's are not the worst team in baseball.
No, they're not. They're not.
They were expected to be.
And today you got a rookie on the mound that's you should take care of. Beto, his name is. He's a skinny little guy. You should be able to take care of this business tonight. But neither here nor there. But Del brought up a pretty good point. Aledmys Diaz with big at bats right now. I mean, dude was cut by the A's. Dude is a 100 hitter.
He got picked up.
Already got Aledmys Diaz.
He got picked up like a week ago.
I know.
What are we playing him for?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, is Carlos Lee coming back next?
You know, Baseball Dell is making some good points before the show about him. He's really turned into.
And you jumped down my throat yesterday when I said the Astros don't feel that talented, and then the next day, hey, Aledmys, get out there and see if you can help us out. Look, they'll win this division by default. But look at why is he hitting in clutch situations? Why is he out there? Oh, come on. This is Kyle Tucker. Get back. We need some more talent in the lineup, please. The Cabbage, Hensley, Meyer, whatever. It's cool.
Hensley's gone.
I know.
DFA, yeah.
But
we can't really. I didn't even know Greg Kessinger was still on the team.
He's around.
Well, no, he's not. He's gone.
He's
now.
gone now.
Yeah, but he's always around.
Well, yeah, thank goodness. But they never used. He didn't. When was the last time Greg Kessinger actually played? Why was he on the team?
I don't know.
I mean,
he was your. Who's the other? Hensley. He's your Hensley. I mean, he's just. We always have one of those guys around.
Yeah. Well, now he's been DFA'd by. So I mean,
that guy had at bats like in critical spots.
So
is DFA.
So does Diaz. What's Diaz up with second and third and nobody out? He can't, or one out, and he can't come. He strikes out. I mean, who didn't see that coming? I don't know.
Well, I mean, he started. So
I know.
I know. You couldn't just. Yeah,
I'm aware he started. That's great.
I wonder what the thought process was for. We may need Diaz in the. We got plenty of outfielders, and then Dubon can play outfield first. He can play all over. What was the process of going? Did they just say it's the A's? Let's get Diaz some at bats here. Maybe a revenge game. They wanted revenge for Diaz.
But you know what he always does. A lot of managers do this, and he's done this too. As soon as Joey Loaf-Perfino comes up, stick him in the lineup. Don't let him sit there and wait and think. Put him in the lineup right away.
It's his former team, so maybe he thought there'd be, give him a chance for some redemption or something.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was the whole team. The team had 8 hits, but it's not like they really put a whole lot together. I mean, pretty much the whole team had a hit yesterday.
Yeah.
Except for Dubon and Diaz, who are the same guy, but one hits good.
And then Dubon kicking the ball around in the outfield as well.
That's rare. He doesn't usually.
No, but he hasn't been using them all that much for whatever reason. He didn't play all that much in Seattle, and now I don't know. All I know is that was just boring. That was a terrible game. That's one. It's you know what? Two. I mean, when you're a team that is used to the Astros. This park is electric all the time. we're not known as a great sports city, a great sports fan base, but Minute Maid Park is awesome.
Well, it's gotten that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Minute Maid Park, and listen, NRG is going to be awesome this year. The energy in that building is going to be fantastic.
I think Toyota's going to be
Toyota's going to be good. It's it's the most antiseptic of all the buildings, though.
Yeah.
I've never liked that building. Anyway, no, and where the Cougs play, it's fantastic. To be in Oakland to play, it's so hard.
That's every team has to go.
I know every team.
Oakland has to play in Oakland.
I know, but it's not even big league ball. They put up the. Oh yeah, did you see next year's schedule is out? Next year they'll be playing Oakland in Sacramento, in a minor league stadium.
You told me Sacramento was good.
It is. It's a nice city. But it's not a major league city. This is such a disaster for major league. This Oakland team is such a disaster. And you know what? It is going to be a huge, in about four or 5 years, whatever it takes for them. It's ridiculous how long it's taken them to build a stadium in Las Vegas. But as soon as they get to Las Vegas, it's going to be one of the best success stories because Vegas is an awesome, awesome town. It is going that stadium is going to be packed. It's going to be the exact opposite of what they're doing right now in Oakland. But it's got to be so hard to go there and actually get up as a major league team to play in that building. It's awful. It is awful. It's just it's not getting any better, and next year won't be any better in a minor league stadium. Although it won't be as empty because it's not going to be nearly as big. But they lose the game. They're still in first place. Seattle loses. Actually, they're both at .520 winning percentage. And the Astros and Mariners still tied for first with the Rangers 4 games back. They've won a couple in a row now to get to within 4. Still not a good team. Bruce Bochy got tossed last night for I didn't understand the argument. Anyway, he got tossed for his 4th time this season. So no big deal. You lose to the A's. You got Jake Bloss on the mound. You know what? I'm predicting this is Jake Bloss's breakout tonight. Jake Bloss is going to have himself a big game tonight.
I mean, I'd make fun of you, but I gotta wait.
you gotta wait. I'm telling you, Jake Bloss is going to show why he sped through the minor league system. He really did, and he is going to show tonight that he's a major league pitcher. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a big dude. And he is going to actually overpower these A's. Now the A's it's not a horrible baseball team.
Well, they've been hitting better as of late, and they actually are a better hitting team than expected in terms of expected batting averages, expected runs produced. They're actually playing much better over the second half of the first half, if that makes sense. So, yeah, but still, the Astros are going to be the favorite tonight. The Astros should be the favorite. The Astros should beat them.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see what they are again tonight. You were minus 135 last night, and
I'm going to take a look. I mean, the Astros are going to be the favorites.
Oh, of course they're going to be.
The Astros are going to be the favorites tonight. It looks like this. The Astros are minus 130.
Well, you got a rookie on the mound. He's making his 3rd career start.
Right.
You got a team that's been pretty hot. They've won 3 of 4 since the All-Star break. Of course, they were playing the Angels before us, but this is the Astros are. I don't know. I'm not sure which way I go. I take Jake Bloss in this one.
It's his breakout performance.
That doesn't mean they're going to hit. I mean, it's going to be Jake Bloss's breakout performance. You know, they scored 0 last night. 0.
Yeah, but who are they facing?
Yeah, Beto. Yeah. He's another rook. So it's 2 rooks going against each other. Oh, no. Beto actually pitched for Pittsburgh last year. I don't know if he still has rookie status, but he pitched for Pittsburgh last year. So here he is this year. And the Astros got him tonight. What do you think about how about LeBron is carrying the flag for the U.S.? Yeah. That's neat. I mean, and you know what? I'm not a LeBron fan.
LeBron is the most accomplished athlete there. Don't tell me Simone Biles. Don't tell me anybody. LeBron has been doing this from when people were.
Well,
this
Simone
has been 20 years.
Simone Biles is pretty established.
No, I don't care. Simone Biles is. You know what? She's good at the Olympics and stuff. LeBron has been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
At an incredibly high level. He is considered one of the top 2 players in the history of the sport. He should be carrying the flag.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was even a big deal yesterday, honestly. It was a bigger deal than I was.
It's never happened that a male basketball player has done it.
Yeah, no. I'm kind of surprised now. I'm a little surprised. I get not doing that when it's, with Dream Team and all that. There's amateurs across the sport except for NBA, and then now I don't know what the consideration is with gymnasts, but I just know it's about time a basketball player did, and one like LeBron, who is going to go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. And, this is likely his last Olympics. He should be carrying the flag.
Well, it's very centric, laced in what we care about as far as regular sports viewers, but the Olympics doesn't play to that. They say Simone Biles is one of the best Olympians of all time. Maybe her last Olympics.
Too short to carry the flag.
Okay.
What about Diana Taurasi's sixth Olympics?
Yeah, I don't know if she's ever done it, but if we're talking
about Caitlin Clark carrying the flag,
she's not there.
Well, but
no, she could just carry it and then
just
go in the
carry
stands.
it because you couldn't get her in the Olympics otherwise. What if she just carried the flag to make half the people happy? What if she held it with two hands and Angel Reese with two hands in a show of unity for all of Twitter?
And what if they dragged it along the ground?
No, we're not dragging the flag on the ground, John.
Do we need to have a conversation about Simone Biles stepping it up? She hasn't won a gold medal in the Olympics since 2016. Pick it up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. We're not. I like to give the flag bearing duties to people who win gold.
Yeah, and in 2020.
She got married. That could be. We say this with men all the time. Can we say it with women?
You can try if you want to. She hasn't had individual goals since 16 and 2020. Didn't win a gold.
Twisties.
Didn't even win a.
She had twisties.
She had a bronze in the balance beam as individual and a silver for the team. Hey, pick it up.
Yeah, I like this, Dell.
She had twisties.
This Dell doesn't play any games.
Oh, did you ever have twisties?
I don't even know what it is. Pick it up.
It's where you're doing twists and you can't.
I'm an adult. I don't get twisties, or I don't get zoomies either, like a dog. What I'm telling you
what are zoomies?
This is when dogs run around and they go all crazy.
When they're doing circles?
No, they just run around the room. That's what they call zoomies for dogs. Can we get the most accomplished gymnast of all time to win another gold medal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Step it up.
I've tried, but she's married now. If we say it for males, like Rory McIlroy, what's he going to do? He's married. John, we say it about
Ricky
athletes.
Fowler, Jordan Spieth.
Maybe it's Simone Biles.
That's a golf thing, I think.
She got married. No, it was tennis too. Andre Agassi started that. Actually, it was started with the Beatles. It was started with John Lennon.
Oh, that is true.
Yoko Ono.
That is true.
That started that.
Yeah. Well, there have been
maybe
more.
Jonathan Owens is a jinx for her. I don't know. I'm glad they're in love.
Eberflus let him out of camp to go see her, to go watch the Olympics.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was really a good player, he wouldn't have.
Well, if he's going to be
I guarantee you,
shouldn't he be there?
Had it been like Brisker, Juwan Brisker, their safety, their starting safety, you got television. All right? You can FaceTime, you got television.
Yeah. No.
We're trying to win a division.
How many days is he spending away from camp?
I don't know. I don't know, but Eberflus let him go.
Enough to get cut.
So how many days? Is he going to come back to a job? What's he doing?
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Maybe not.
What are you doing
out there? He's got Simone Biles.
What? Well,
I come in here every day going, if I have this job, if I don't have this job, whatever.
He may have more motivation to you, surprisingly enough.
What if Simone Biles doesn't let him have any of her paychecks?
Well, yeah.
Then you better get your ass in camp and watch on TV.
Married. He gets half now. He gets half.
Only if they break up.
Well, right. Hey, best pay up, or guess what? Break up.
Do you get half of Wendy's?
If she ever says,
but do you right half, now when you're living with her?
If she ever said, no, I don't.
That's the problem. Jonathan Owens may be in one of those situations where he's like, I'd love to watch you, but I have to get.
No,
I'm trying to win a job because he's legitimately trying to win a job.
It's fair in my house. I can tell you that right now.
Do you need me to call her? And
Somebody's
talk to her?
got a lot more money to spend on stuff.
That's not fair.
That's not fair at all.
At least she's a spendthrift. What?
Why did the show just come to a screeching halt?
Why isn't John talking?
Every day I go home, there's a package or three.
Like Patrick Ewing. We make money. Well, we need to make more money because we spend money. Who said that? Patrick Ewing, Wendy. Or maybe Simone Biles.
Yeah.
What if Simone Biles spends like that?
Listen, my wife is probably about to call HRP and see if they can't do something about me on the air. Here's the deal. You're looking for the best way to get. As a matter of fact, I met yesterday with a guy who he's got a great landscaping business, and it's grown and grown. It's grown really, really quickly. And he's a U of H guy. I'm going to tell you, Matt Hogue, he's got a great landscaping company. Anyway, he said, he meets with Chris Fisher and Mike Holly. They're U of H guy. Well, Chris Fisher's an Aggie, but they meet, and he's like, hey, I'm going to turn over, and I'm going to use HRMP because HRMP is the way that I'm going to go when I go. Listen, you got to decide for your business when it's time. When your payroll department is growing and it's just too big and it's just getting out of hand, and how about you don't know that these people that are doing it are great, are proficient in payroll, are proficient in HR, are proficient in taxes. Okay, how about technology that is so advanced, so wonderful, with experts in the Affordable Care Act? That's what you get with HRP. You get expertise, and you get service, and you get the best of all of those worlds. Not an admin company that is going to overcharge you for your benefits packages. They don't do that. It's just HR and payroll. You're looking to make your business better. HRP.net, 281-880-6525 or HRP.net.
Let's talk about John Daspit and personal injury law. Personal injury lawyers around there are some that are really shady. And they get a bad reputation because some of them deserve it. And John Daspit distances right when you meet him, he wants to distance himself from that because that's not the way he operates. John Daspit wants to make sure that you understand he is going to make sure that everything is above board. There's no runners. There's nothing suspicious about it. He wants you to call him if you have any issues. 713-CALL-NOW, 713-CALL-NOW. And what they do is they immediately get on the case, assessing what your issues are. They'll get you to the doctor if you haven't been there. If you're too worried about going because of the expense or the cost, or you don't have insurance, whatever the case may be, that's okay. John Daspit will get you sent there. He can take care of those bills. He's going to get them back from the insurance company anyway. And you'll be taken care of for your time missed from work. That is going to be paid by that insurance company. John Daspit's going to make sure that they do what they are supposed to do, which is take care of the person that was injured through someone else's negligence. That's what the insurance is there for, and he makes sure that they pay. He is going to be very aggressive with them because they are going to be aggressive with you. They'd be unbelievably aggressive with you if you didn't have John Daspit on your side. But he fights back and will make sure that your pain and suffering is accounted for, your time missed from work, all your physical therapy, surgeries, medical bills, that's all going to be taken care of. He bullies the bullies, and John Daspit is damn good at it as well. Make sure that you call 713 call now or go to daspitlaw.com.
All right, welcome back on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. So the Texans got their first open practice today. People out there, I think there are 8 of them. Pretty sure, I don't know, but somewhere in that neighborhood. And that's nice. They practice in front of everybody, and it's really, really hot out there. And you haven't seen Joe Mixon out there for a few days. And wondering why? Here is D'Amico Ryans yesterday talking about Joe.
Joe will be fine. Joe may miss a little time, but he'll be fine. Joe is one of the toughest competitors we have, right? So I'm not worried about Joe. He'll be fine. No issues there.
So he didn't specify what it is. They did pick up Cam Akers. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. That they needed more depth at the position. They did it in another body anyway. If Joe Mixon's not out there.
Camp. I think Cam Akers. He's come off 2 Achilles, which is a little bit of a concern. I'd forgotten about a second Achilles, but I do think if he comes back from that, which is the question, does he come back with as much juice? I think it's a really good pickup. But you're right. You do have to have bodies in there to take reps. You need to have at least 3 guys in there taking reps. So I talked to a team yesterday who said, man, I'm glad we don't have this team. Apparently they approached him about playing in the Hall of Fame game. Maybe teams can say no to the Hall of Fame game because this team told me, yeah, they approached us about playing a Hall of Fame game and we said no. And I said, wouldn't you don't want the extra week of practice? I said, no, you have too many injuries. It's like we're trying to, that extra week, like while we want more practice time and that's great, it's just trying to withstand. He said, and then you're in Houston where it's really, really hot. He said, man, you're trying to withstand as much as you can physically for your players. And he said, I don't envy Houston having to practice in that heat. And I said, well, they do have an indoor facility. He goes, are they practicing indoor?
No.
I said, no.
No. And a guy who's used to cold weather, a guy who played in Minnesota and Buffalo, who's here now, was asked about the Houston Heat yesterday. Here's Stephon Diggs.
Now Houston better, does it feel like
Yeah. I played in 2 extremely cold places. I imagine being here, this is what hell kind of feels like. You know what I'm saying? but I ain't complaining. I swear, the food's amazing. I've been trying to eat healthy, but I have a couple cheat days. I won't shout out any restaurants yet, but getting out there and seeing the people, that Southern hospitality is real, and just the city is a lot of love. So I'm getting to know it a little bit. Highway's still getting tricky, so.
Highway's still getting tricky.
It is. I've tried to go down to Tacoma and what's the other street?
Mangum and Tacoma.
Yeah, and I ended up in Pearland because 290 and 288. It's right like
I know they're right. You think they're only 2 blocks apart.
That was years ago before Waze, but
they're
still.
only 2 blocks apart,
yeah,
right?
if you're exactly
290
Isn't 288
and
right by 290.
Right.
Why are they going in opposite directions?
Right. Ended up at Mangum and Tacoma.
He also played at Maryland, which is now it can actually get warm. The summers can get really terrible up there because of the humidity also, but not the fall. So yeah, he played it. Minnesota he was playing indoor at the time. So in Minnesota, but he had to go to
cold.
It was cold all the time. I have always heard that people who play or who live in extreme cold, and I found this to be true. They're fine with hot. They never want to go back to cold again.
No. Why do you think I left Chicago?
Charlie Palillo said he would never. Like the only person
I'll never live up there.
The only person I've seen that said the opposite was Chris Ballard, who lived here and said because of humidity, he lived in Chicago, he lived in Kansas City,
there too. I don't
Indianapolis. He's like, I will never go back to that humidity and mosquitoes or whatever. Never.
Okay, Chris. I don't know if you heard. It's really humid in Chicago with a lot of mosquitoes.
It's not really humid compared to this. You know what our dew points are? 76 yesterday. 89 felt like 101.
Do you know
That's
there's a Progressive commercial now with the guy who's you acting like your parents?
Yeah.
And it's about dew point.
Because he's right. Because your parents are right.
No, because you're acting like an old man.
Yeah,
always
because I'm
talking
right.
about dew point.
I'm right. That's what y'all got to stop looking at humidity. Look at dew point. Eric Berger has told you this.
Oh, Del.
Everybody,
Del,
Matt Loums has told you this. It's true.
Okay.
Humidity is irrelevant. It's dew point.
Exactly.
If you're in the 70s, it sucks.
Exactly why should I care about dew point?
Because do you like humidity? You need to know what you're facing outside.
What's it going to do if I know about dew point?
Well,
it's
not going to change.
Is it going to be
anything.
less humid because I know about it?
No.
Okay, you know
still.
how old you would look right now if it wasn't for humidity? You know how old people, it looks like something about Mary, that old woman?
Ew.
Okay? That's what you would look like right now if you didn't have dew point.
I don't
if you
look
didn't
like
have humidity.
her.
Yeah.
All that sag.
Yeah.
And would I have to say in this? You mean I would look brown like her? Super.
Yes.
The sun gets me.
No, look, I'm out in the sun all the time, but you know what? Still young and vibrant. You know why? Humidity. That's right.
Humidity is.
Humidity.
It
That's
gives
right.
you life.
It keeps you young.
Humidity
it keeps
does?
your skin.
I know. There's also lotion, although I wouldn't put any on.
You don't put any on.
No.
Del, you ashy?
Do you have? Okay. Do you have a skin
What
routine?
did you just ask me?
John, do you have?
put lotion on or not?
Of course I do.
Okay.
How dare you?
All right.
Ashy.
Well,
I'm
you're,
ashy.
You're ashy too. You
I'm
just
ashy on my legs.
No, dude.
I'm
yeah,
sure, I'm,
I'm
sure
ashy.
I'm sure your knees are ashy as
Except
hell.
I like sweat olive oil, so
Well,
I'm all
I
right.
wish you wouldn't
I'm-
say that, but
Oh,
sure.
then you can't be ashy if you
No,
sweat olive
no.
oil.
Well, what do you sweat?
Yeah.
Strudel?
Wow, racist. At least you said strudel and not
What?
sauerkraut.
Well, that's
Okay,
disgusting.
By the way, I'm watching right now Band of
You don't
Brothers.
sweat sauerkraut.
I'm watching Band of Brothers first time.
Your people are bad people.
It's
Is that what you taken away from Band of Brothers?
His people are
well,
bad
can
people.
we stop saying Krauts? That incredibly racist commentary I'm seeing from the U.S. It's racist. It's calling people Krauts, which is like the N word for Germans.
So you're taking offense
for Germans.
So you're taking offense to American GIs calling
No, I was
Germans
for America.
Krauts when they're
Are
was
you
for
rooting for
America.
America and Band of Brothers?
I'm from America.
when they're
too.
fighting a war against
My parents
against
are
the
both
country,
born in America.
putting
My
people in
grandparents were
camps?
born in America. But
You-
what's that?
So you take offense to the term Kraut used by American
I
soldiers.
just noticed.
when you're
Are they going to keep that same energy when they say Charlie all the time in what was
that was
the
in Vietnam.
Vietnam? But do they say the other one? Do they
No.
say the G word on there?
Well, in some
on
of
the
the
TV,
movies-
but we got awful loose in 2001 with Krauts.
I think you shouldn't fight this one, considering they're fighting a war against the people who are
I
trying
mean,
to
if it wasn't for going
commit
against the
genocide.
Nazis, yeah, I'd make
Well,
a bigger deal about it. but-
They do. Well, the second Band of Brothers is
What do you mean?
about the
Pacific?
fight over in the Pacific.
What do you mean the second
Well,
Band of Brothers?
Yeah, it's
the
just
Pacific.
another one.
It's called the
There's
Pacific.
more seasons?
Well, no. There's one is just about Germany, and one
I'm
is
on
about,
episode 5.
Yeah, no. And then the next one is about
Isn't
the
it-
fight in the Pacific.
It's just called the Pacific.
And they shortened the Japanese word. Yeah.
Jays?
no,
Nope.
it's
Oh.
not that short.
Nope.
Oh, well, then they say the one that Bill Parcells said.
Yeah.
Well, I will say the show is fantastic. It's considered one of the top 5
It's
shows
great.
of all
It's
time.
great.
It's like every scene is like Normandy from Saving Private Ryan. I've never seen that much action
Oh.
and intensity in a show ever in my whole life.
Yeah.
And the way it was shot and filmed. Did it win a bunch of awards? It came out in 2001. Did it win a bunch of awards?
I don't know that.
Like
I don't know that they had
everything
awards
they
back
did
then.
about that yes, they had
They
awards.
had Emmys back then.
They did.
Everything
Yes.
about the show, the way it was
2001?
shot, the way it was
Yes.
filmed, the acting, everything is phenomenal. Damian Lewis was really
great.
good.
He's
yeah.
great. No, he's a good actor.
He
yeah.
really is
It's
a good
like
actor.
it's like listening
British.
it's like listening to a caveman talk about fire. Yeah, thanks for telling us how great Band of Brothers is. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I know.
Yeah.
You
This
guys see-
fire thing. Have you guys heard?
Awesome.
Have you guys seen Band of Brothers? It came out in 2001.
I just watched
And I'm
it this
finally
year.
watching it.
I watched it over my daughters. It was great. It's 728 ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Did you see your family at all? You watched all of Band of Brothers while you're at your daughter's?
over a long weekend.
Good Lord.
Yeah. We just had the baby and we're just, watching Band of Brothers, and yeah, it was great. It was a great weekend. Time for me to talk. You know what though? What they had there? Air conditioning. You know what I have in my house now? Air conditioning. I didn't for a while, and it was awful. But Air Team, and as a matter of fact, I just talked to Air Team yesterday. When they came, It's so funny. I asked Forrest over there. Forrest has been there forever at Air Team, and he came to my house, and he was leading the way for all the guys and the crews that came over and put in the air conditioners. And boy, what a job they did. They were fantastic. But anyway, they come in and they measure your whole house. And he sent me, it was 6 pages of, this is what they do for every person. The technology is second to none. They measure your whole house and find out exactly what kind of tonnage that you need for your air conditioning system. I'm not sure tonnage is the right word, but anyway, exactly what air conditioner is going to be right for you. And they found the right one for us. And it is, I'm telling you, they don't leave anything to chance. The technology is second to none. Air Team has been doing this for 35 years. They put in over 140,000 air conditioners. These people know, okay? They are really, really advanced in this whole thing. And here's the deal, is you benefit from it. But make sure that you do some preemptive work as well. Let them come and clean out your air conditioners so that you find out, making sure that your air conditioners are running right. Otherwise, you're going to have to replace them like I did. AirTeamLTD.com, 713-956-8326, 713-956-8326, or AirTeamLTD.com.
Hey, guys, at Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC, and you can go to their website at, I'm not sure if, I think Lance Z Cars may be down ever since we had the power outage. So you might want to just go to Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC.com. But I know that when you get there, you're going to be able to go to the website, and they're going to show you many of the programs they have available, which will be many, many programs on there, which are the best programs. And for the Buick side, or for the GMC side, a lot of times that means the Chevy Silverado, but it could mean, the Chevy Silverado. It could mean the Chevy Traverse. It could mean the Chevy Suburban. It could mean any number of vehicles where APR rates will be on there, dealer cash back, purchase allowances. But I just want you to know that even if this is not a matter of you've got to spot it and you've got to find it to ask for it or you don't get it. At Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC, Craig DeSurf and the entire staff, they are going to, Rick Dritter, they're going to make sure that you get exactly what they have to offer. All of it. They want you to get the best deal possible. They want you to walk out of there really happy, not just with the vehicle, but with them, with the service that you got, with the price you got, with the trade-in value you got. And that's why they are so successful. And so many people head out to Angleton is because they get tremendous deals and they make you happy and you tell other people about it. So when you're shopping for a Chevy Silverado, when you're shopping for that Traverse, when you're shopping for any of the vehicles that you want from Chevy, Buick, or GMC, I'll promise you this. You're going to get better prices, better trading values, and just overall a better experience with my friends out in Angleton. Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC. Take the drive out there. You won't regret it. It'll put thousands in your pocket, and you'll enjoy the car buying experience at Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC.
Oh. 281-488-6238. See, this is the problem. I had a friend of ours is asking for Billy Brown's Aqueduct Plumbing's number when he should have it in his phone already. When you need Billy Brown, you got to have him. 281-488-6238. Come on, people. Put it in your phone so you have it.
This guy that asked, he was at our 5-year anniversary party. He was actually met us. He actually met us at not Fum Ducks. Was that where were the first place we started? The very first place we started. We went to 3 different bars that night on the party bus. Remember that?
No.
On our 5-year anniversary party, remember we had a party bus?
Oh, yeah.
And we went to 3. I think we started at Fum Ducks, I believe, and then we went to another place. Maybe a BW3. No, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Coaches.
We ended up at Coaches, yeah.
Yeah.
We went to, you got pretty.
I had a good time. I don't remember anything. So.
Pretty drink.
Yeah.
But right. He was at the very first spot.
I had a ride. I was fine. What? Let's drink.
Oh, no, you did have a ride.
I was drinking with the people.
We all had a ride.
With Cowboy Steve, Cowboy Bill, Collie.
I had to eventually block Cowboy Steve.
Yeah.
On Twitter. It's just too much.
Yeah, of course we had to.
It's just too much.
How about
somebody? I showed it. I got the old picture of all of us, all the listeners and everybody there, and I showed it to somebody. Who said, "Hey, who's that guy in the middle with the Confederate flag shirt?" I said, "Oh, that's Cowboy Bill, virulent racist."
Yes,
who that was his character on the show, and then he would have other kind of black separatists like
he and
Collie argue
though,
with each other.
He and Collie, though, I think they bonded that night.
We had white and black separatists on the show together yelling at each other. Well, Collie got the best of them.
They got along that night.
Collie didn't come.
Reed Shepherd makes Summer League first team. Reed Shepherd, along with Gigi Jackson from Memphis, Jordan Miller from the Clippers, Scottie Pippen Jr. from Memphis. Do you think Larsa and Marcus Jordan were there watching?
No.
Well, that would have been sweet if you know. And then Scotty's right there with them. The three of them all watching together.
That's uncomfortable.
Khalil Ware from Miami. How about you like him? You like his game, Dale?
Yeah, Miami's lacked size for a while. Like Bam is like 6'9" playing center. Now, Khalil Ware won't start, but...
Is he the one that had that nasty dunk?
No, that was Alondis Williams, I think you're talking about.
Oh, my God. It was disgusting.
But yeah, functional size, he's athletic. I don't know if he's going to have a Derek Lively type impact early, but he's skilled enough. He just needs to put on some weights. That he'd do a good job of drafting in that spot, like Adebayo, Hero, Jaquez. They do a good job drafting right outside the lottery, so it might be another hit for them.
How about that? And so does Rafael. Rafael does a really nice job. Rafael's been really, really good at this whole drafting thing. Boy, talking about talent evaluation, knowing your guys. Amen with the 4th pick. Reed now with the 3rd. He got Jabari with the 3rd. He got Alprin with the 15th. What was Tari? 17th? 17th or 18th, whatever Tari was. I mean, that's just good drafting. And as far as Reed goes, Reed Shepherd, first team, I mean, he has opened some eyes from people.
He's open mind.
He's open to emails, too.
He's open mind about playing point. Like, I now realize if this dude is going to be Mark Price, where he can score and set guys up, like, oh, my God, this is the future.
Here is Ime talking about Reed Shepherd's summer so far.
We're here with Coach Ime Udoka. Coach, you've seen a couple games now. What has impressed you the most about Reed Sheppard so far?
It's composure, the IQ, the things we talked about, the shooting ability, but sorry, I lost my voice. But more than that, the competitiveness, toughness, all the intangibles that he brings. I think we know about the things he does really well, but see how much of a well-rounded player he is, a natural leader out there, and he's fit right in, obviously.
How is that IQ and his ability to make decisions quickly helping him on the court?
Yeah, I mean, he processes what teams are trying to do to him. They're throwing some different looks at him, putting different personnel on him, and he's taking it in stride, not getting overwhelmed at all, and he just continues to make the right play. And so that's something that's hard to teach, especially in 1 year of college, and just has a really good feel for it. And so keeps it simple, doesn't over-dribble, get himself in trouble, takes a shot when it's there, makes a pass when it's there, and not worried about his result. It's what's best for the team.
So, and I've heard people, well, now it's Summer League. Let's slow down. Okay, everybody slow down. Summer League. But here's the deal, is if you don't excel in Summer League, that's a bad thing. That you can play at the top of your game, that you're one of the best in the Summer League. You don't know that that's going to translate into the NBA, or that guys aren't going to just, let's not forget, he's smaller. It's not going to be the same. Guys are quicker. Guys are much better in the NBA. But at least you excelled at this point. So now you take it. Now see if you can take it to the next level. And you know what? His skill set, it looks like he can. We'll see. Between Amen, him, and Fred VanVleet, to be able to lead the team. I don't believe Amen's going to be a point when it's all said and done.
No, I don't either.
No.
I don't either. I mean, I don't know. We just haven't seen him yet.
No, he's supposed to be.
It's a huge advantage if you can
have
somebody.
But his athleticism, he's almost a 4.
Well, he's not. Well, I'm not
without
sure
the
he's
shot.
Is he
outside.
fully? I don't even know if he's fully grown. He's still young. Like, I don't know how much bigger he's going to be. Which I don't mean that in a limiting way. I mean, how much thicker? How much is he going to be? Is he going to get taller as well? Şengün actually got taller.
Yeah.
Is he going to get taller? Is he still growing? I don't know the answers is that. I know that if you do have a longer, taller point guard, I mean, you just have to match player on player the other team. It's not like, well, we have to play our point guard on him. That's not how it's going to work. But having him be, you just want to have primary ball handlers if you can. A guy, like if he's a primary ball handler, that's fine. But you just want to have guys at any point that can handle the ball and create.
Yeah.
So the more creators who can get their own shots, this is what I love. This is why I compared Reed Sheppard to Mark Price, and it's a huge compliment. Mark could go find a shot wherever he wanted. Fred VanVleet, not so much. Fred VanVleet is not a guy who's had much success historically once he gets in the paint. Reed Sheppard has mid-range pull-up jumper. He has distance jumper. He's an elevator who can get up and finish near the rim. Like, Jalen Green can create his own shot. Alperen Şengün can create his own shot. When you have guys who can create their own shot, they don't need to be set up. And I think Amen Thompson's like that too. He's not a shooter from distance at all right now, but he can get by you in a flash. And who even cares? That's a guy who's going to get offensive rebounds. He's going to get blocked shots. Like, he's going to make winning hustle plays.
So the night he was drafted, somebody tweeted, okay, Reed Sheppard, who's he going to guard? Look at the Celtics. Is he going to guard Jalen? Is he going to guard Jason Tatum? Is he going to guard Derek White? He can't guard anybody. This is who you're going to – I don't know. Dude has got some quick hands.
He's very instinctive.
That's
why he's a point guard.
He knows ball.
He's a point guard. Steph Curry was a 2 in college also. He was not a full-time 1. Like, the question about him was, could he play point guard? Well, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's smart. He shoots well. Reed Sheppard's defensive instincts, you saw him, John, not only the quick hands, but recognizing where the passing lane, where the passes were going. This guy's super instinctive. I understand not getting excited about Summer League, but this isn't about Summer League. To me, it's about seeing certain skill sets that he has that, A, can translate to being a point guard, and then B, that he, like, defensive instincts. You do it in Summer League, you're going to do it. You have it. You either have certain things or you don't have certain things. I don't care about scoring a bunch on summer league teams. I care about seeing him do certain things that not everyone has. Not everyone has defensive instincts like that.
No.
And he does. And I cannot be coming away more excited about him. I saw Tari Eason the other day put a move on somebody. I was like, oh, my God, Tari Eason's back. Frankly, these guys need to be on the U.S. men's Olympic team since they barely beat Germany. If South Sudan having a lead in the fourth quarter, Germany's winning.
You're making that leap when the Rockets, led by Reed Sheppard, lost to the Pistons Summer League team?
Listen, we didn't have LeBron on that team.
Pistons always draft at the top.
I'm just trying to figure out if Reed Sheppard can't beat the Pistons Summer League team, why do you think he's helping beat South Sudan?
Reed Sheppard should have been on that team. How come Caitlin Clark's getting all the she's getting all of it? What about Reed Sheppard being on the Olympic
because
team?
One of them
why
was
is Reed Sheppard not there, Dale?
I figure because one of them was the all-time leading scorer, led her team to two finals, and Reed Sheppard lost.
Yeah, but who's on the first team?
And then
Summer League.
And also
team.
Reed Sheppard lost to a team led by Jack Golke in round 1 of the NCAA tournament.
Was Caitlin Clark on the first team Summer League team?
Wait a minute. Golke, who did he play for again?
Oakland.
Oh,
Kentucky
that guy.
lost to
That
Oakland.
guy was, first of all, he's 27.
Yeah.
That's like
He's
playing
too old
against
to be
a
on the
grown
Olympic team.
person. He sells insurance. That's a grown person playing.
I think he plays
That's
for the
not
Thunder
fair.
or something like that. So if you don't start on your own,
Didn't he have like 10 threes against
yes,
them?
if you
didn't start on his
if you don't
college team,
start on
sure.
if you don't start on your own college team, you don't get to play in the Olympics.
No, that's not true.
It's true right now for Reed Sheppard. It is true. It
Well,
actually is true.
Right now, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what? In 4 years, Reed Sheppard will be carrying the flag for the U.S.
Would you like to do a future cast and see what guards he's going to be better than and whose spot he's going to take?
You watch. Reed Sheppard's going to start and carry the flag for the Olympic team.
LeBron, it took 20+ years, but Reed's going to get
Reed,
it
4 years.
Okay.
Okay.
You think
it's in L.A.
You think what does that mean? He's not a L.A. guy.
Oh no, but they
What?
He's like from Georgia or Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or
so how does that? What does that help his cause? How does that help?
Oh, I don't know.
You think
all I know is he's going to be he's going to be so popular. More Caitlin Clark, they'll forget her. It's going to be the Reed Sheppard show from here on out. Watch yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to see him start an NBA game first before I make that leap. But that's cool. It's cool.
Have you guys seen what's happening with Jordan Love? We'll talk about it on the other side right here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
The great Jordan Love?
The great Jordan Love.
One of the greatest quarterbacks of our time.
One of the greatest. He's one of the greatest.
I sat there and I remember the shots came out. And there were many, many bullets. And I saw Jordan Love. And I felt calm. I looked at Jordan Love and I thought, this is the greatest quarterback in 2024, the most highly paid
He'll be
quarterback.
highly paid. That's for
Very
sure.
highly paid.
And you know
I
what?
want to borrow money from this guy. So highly paid.
So I hope at his age he doesn't have any prostate issues. But here's the deal.
Good Lord.
Well,
28-year-old Jordan Love?
Listen, you have to check that before you pay him $56 million a year.
Yeah, they need to get up in there.
They're going to have to.
Sure.
But here's the deal. You don't have to have the finger thing. You don't have to do that anymore. Okay.
What about the blade? What if somebody tries to go in there and
jab
in there with that hacksaw?
No, we're not doing that. That's not what it is. But it's close. But here's the deal: is you don't have to do that anymore. All you need is an MRI. You need an ultrasound, an MRI, and Doc Manavis can tell. Okay, not cancerous. It's just enlarged prostate. Now let's fix it. How are we going to fix it? We're going to fix it with surgery where they put, like Lance said, a hacksaw. And that's not a hacksaw, but it is something, a tube that goes in your private parts, and then opens up the blade to cut your prostate. What? No. Doc Manavis has an IV, and that's it. 45 minutes, and then she wants you to hang out for a half hour or so, and then go home, and you're cured. That's happening every single day. So if your doctor tells you got an enlarged prostate, we're going to have to operate. No, you're not. No way. Go to 975prostate.com, 975prostate.com.
No, that's a good question, Rob. So I think it was Saturday night. They kind of informed us that until we get something done, that he would not practice again. So unless something gets done here before practice starts here pretty soon, he will not be practicing. But again, I think this is something we're all working on, and we certainly understand where he's coming from. We'd like him to be out there. It's important for him to be out there. Obviously, you guys know how important practice is, and working with his teammates. So, but as of now, until we get that resolved, he will not be practicing. He'll be taking part in. He reported last week. He's taking part in everything else.
So Jordan Love is just sitting around. The word is 5 years, 280. 5 years, 280, 56 a year, which is one more than Trevor Lawrence got at 55 a year. Wow, just have a good year. That's all you need. I mean, we're already talking about CJ possibly 80 or 90 million.
Good half a year for Jordan Love. 8 games plus the 2 playoff games. And how much money would you like? 280? Okay. We'll figure it out.
Wow, it's good.
He's had half a season.
Sat around for 3 years. Sat around for 4 years, right?
No,
3.
2 years.
No, he sat around.
Yeah, just 2 years. Aaron
When was he
Rodgers his
drafted?
rookie year, the next year, and then Aaron won MVP that year. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he was drafted.
Aaron Rodgers only been with the Jets for a year. Well, going into year 2 now, but he was only with the Jets for a year.
Yeah,
Jordan Love's been around and played in bits in
sat
2021. He sat around for when did he get drafted? 2020. He sat around for like 3 years. Got one start in 2022. Played a little bit in 2021, but it was didn't play at all in 2020. So it's
2020, 2021, 2022. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
They sat around for 3+
We
years.
didn't sit around.
Well, he didn't play.
He was earning big money there.
So now it's like give him $56 million. He was 32-11 last year.
He had a great run.
Yeah. 41, 41, 59, 41, 59, 64% completion.
There's a big disconnect. Like people who watch a lot of Jordan Love say, so one of the disconnects is, okay, well, he was good for half a year and he was bad the other half. And then people who watched him with Green Bay will say that. Like Aaron Nagler says, this narrative that he was only good half a year, he said, you're saying he's good, and then by proxy he was bad previously. He said he wasn't bad. He just played his best football. Imagine that. The more football he played, the better he got.
Right.
But are you ready? Are you ready to make him the highest paid quarterback in the league? Are you ready to do that? I mean, that should. I'm not going to keep talking about this. It's just NFL has it all wrong, where he makes more than where he's making more than Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or obviously Pat Mahomes. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Next up. So speaking of guys with 1 year, basically 1 year, listen to Bill Barnhart, and it's going to get you Bill Barnwell.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Barnhart. Bill Barnwell. Listen to Bill Barnwell talk about second-year quarterbacks after having a pretty successful first year.
Performance says that they're likely to decline this upcoming season. And on top of that, we usually talk about teams on kind of a linear path. Maybe they make it another playoff round. Maybe they advance 2 rounds year after year. C.J. Stroud showed us last year that growth can happen exponentially and quickly, and other quarterbacks in their second season have made major leaps. Think about Russell Wilson, who went from losing in the divisional round to winning a Super Bowl in his second season. Patrick Mahomes from the AFC Championship game to winning a Super Bowl in his second season. Even Carson Wentz, a player who missed the playoffs in his first year. I know he wasn't there when they won the Super Bowl in Philadelphia. He was injured, but he got the most of the way there with an MVP caliber performance in his second season. So that year 2 growth for a quarterback, I wouldn't rule out anything for the Texans in terms of their ceiling. They can absolutely win the Super Bowl with this talent if they live up to expectations.
Damn.
He said win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. That's what he said. Stop.
Win.
He said win the Super Bowl. That's exactly what he said.
Wasn't that
Yeah, that's Hannah Storm.
Yeah, why are we insulting
Well,
Hannah
no, I
Storm?
respect
Well,
the great
Hannah was like,
Storm.
wait a minute. Whoa.
She just wanted to make sure
Now,
that everyone
what
heard
did you
what
say,
he said.
Football Windy? What did you say?
Football Windy.
He's Football Windhorst.
Oh, Windy.
Yeah. Windy as in Windhorse, not Windy as in Granada.
I just say respect local legend Hannah Storm.
No, I respect her, but you heard what he said.
Well, she wanted to hear it again.
Yeah,
you heard what he said.
He said it. She wanted to hear it again, and I want to hear it again.
She wanted to make sure
Super Bowl.
She just wanted to make sure everyone heard what
I've never been afraid of this team. The Chiefs aren't going to like it. Nobody's going to like it.
Oh, boy.
Nobody's going to like it. You're not going to like playing them. Your schedule just got harder. Don't tell me about how hard the Texans' schedule is. Everyone else's schedule just got a lot harder because C.J. Stroud and the Texans. This guy went to China to teach kids how to play football.
Not an actual place.
I would like to see one thing. I'd like to see them actually succeed against a good defense.
Yeah, so?
So?
That's something I'd like to see.
I'm sorry. I'd like to see Tank Dell play a whole year.
Yeah, I would too. All right?
Okay. So
and
Tank Dell
if
plays all year.
Kenyon Green can't play, boom, move him in right there.
No, Kendrick Green. The streets are saying Kendrick Green thinks.
Kendrick or Kenyon?
No, Kendrick Green.
Okay.
The streets are saying that Kendrick Green fully expects to be the starter when the season starts. He thinks it's like, I guess he doesn't even think it's close.
Really?
Kendrick believes Kendrick is starting, not Kenyon.
Okay. I don't care. I don't care who starts. Okay? Or Tank.
I don't either.
One of them is going to start a guard.
I kind of care who starts.
I care how good they
I don't
are.
care as long as they play well.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not sure either one has any real stake to say, I've done enough to say this job is mine.
Oh, no, they've got some work to do now.
As long as they block well, I don't care.
Well, that's the problem.
As long as they keep Jeffrey Simmons off of C.J. Stroud.
I don't
they
like
gotta
that
get some.
name.
No, that's not the. That's not the bar.
No, please.
That is the bar.
That's not the bar.
That's the one you got to keep. That's the most important one.
Slide your protection to him.
Yeah.
Well, okay. If he needs help,
Double
I'm
team.
fine with that too.
Double team, yeah.
If he needs some help, okay.
Yeah.
Just keep him
So
off.
who are the
my
defensive tackles? I mean, Armstead's now in Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eric Armstead is.
And
he got cut. He's no good.
Okay. Didn't the Texans want him?
Well,
They won the trade for him.
Boy, and the Colts got. This is going to be
Jeffrey Simmons in Tennessee.
That's all the Colts do is draft defensive tackles and sign them because they want to rush you. Oh, no, it'll be a challenge for the offensive line for sure, but at least you'll have two tackles starting that are supposed to be tackles and that are healthy. You'll have your center that you drafted is finally going to be stepping over to center. And Juice Scruggs, you've got your right guard that was Shaq Mason. That was your free agent addition. And then we'll see what happens at left guard. You got a left guard battle. That happens sometimes. So, not always do you step into a situation where everything's all peachy keen. Like, you got to see what these guys have, and we'll see which one of those guys can do the job. It may end up being a weak spot all year long, but you can always slide protection. There's different things you can do to help it. You just don't want it to be an absolute abject disaster. And if it is, well, we'll just throw the ball 52 times a game.
Well, oh, great.
Is that going to be great?
Yeah.
If
we're going to keep
wow,
tight ends.
that's how we're going to solve this?
We're always sliding to the guard. We're always sliding to the left guard. We'll keep running backs into chip, and then C.J. Stroud wound up throwing for 5,100 yards.
I don't feel
Jeffrey
like
42
Simmons,
touchdowns,
DeForest Buckner,
MVP.
You got.
Why are
Eric
you scared
Armstead.
again? Why with the Astros you say we're going to win? We're 10 games out. Who cares? But with the Texans,
because they've won before.
You're like,
because they've won 2 World Series before.
you're terrified of the Texans.
Name all the titles the Texans have.
Division titles?
Division titles. This is easy.
No, I thought 9-7 wasn't the bar.
9-7, 9-7, 10-6,
9-7
11
is not the bar.
12-3. Boom.
I heard that. I heard a coach say that.
I know you have.
Jack, is 9-7 the bar?
No, I know you have some confidence, Lance, but I'd like to see a divisional round win.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better about the prospects.
Well, you can't predict.
You're predicting Super Bowl.
Yeah, you don't have to have a divisional round win before you win a Super Bowl.
Actually,
yes,
you do.
Okay, you do
on the
chronologically.
process. Yes,
chronologically you do.
Yes.
But you don't have to have a previous one to make a run for the Super Bowl.
I'd like to see it though.
No, yeah, it would
You'll
be
see
nice.
it. You'll see it in January.
Do you think they can make an? Oh gosh, I can't even say it. Are they going to
Why?
make an AFC Championship game?
Yeah. Why? Why?
Because they just don't. They just
They
don't.
don't
They
until
find
they
a
do.
reason not
That's
to.
like the Warriors don't either until they do. The Patriots don't until they do.
The Warriors had
Astros.
done it
Yeah,
before.
no. The Patriots actually went to the '85 Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
yes, they do.
We're not counting things that happened 3 decades prior.
Well, they did
Well,
it.
there are no decades.
That's
Zero
true.
of
So
them.
what? They haven't. They started playing until 2002.
I'd
So
almost.
you know
Ye
it's
of little
over 20
faith.
years.
I
now.
have faith.
Ye of little faith.
I want to see it. Okay.
There's a proverb
with the Astros, we've seen it.
There's a Proverbs that says, I think it's 6, that says, trust ye needs to trust in the powers that be.
No, none of that.
No, that's not.
So that you should follow.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not done.
Okay.
So you should follow him to victory.
I believe
and
that's
him being CJ
I believe
Stroud.
that's blaspheme is what you're
Wow.
doing. You're
No, it's not.
blaspheming.
You're calling
It's
him
in
our
there.
Lord.
Are you calling him a savior?
Yeah,
I'm just saying he's him.
That's not in the Bible
Okay,
anywhere.
you know who's him? Billy Whitaker. Bronco Billy. That's who it is. We got to get out of this. Okay.
Somehow.
He's calling him the savior.
A saint, maybe.
Yeah. Bronco Billy. He's got the Bronco Power Boost. Now, okay, so you lost power. Maybe you can't have a generator, or maybe you can't afford a generator. Generators are really expensive. This is a lot less expensive. Plus, you get a 30% off rebate from the government because you are doing it green. This is green. No maintenance, no carbon monoxide. It automatically turns on if your power shuts off. And your power could shut off at any time for any reason, a lightning strike or whatever. And you won't lose not a second, not with your refrigerator, not with your computers, not with your Wi-Fi, not with your TVs, not with your lights, not with your point of sale, not with your security cameras, not with your payment terminals. Listen, medical freezers. If you have medical freezers that you got to keep stuff cold, you can't afford to lose it. And not only that, you can't listen. We've had some dire circumstances because medical freezers didn't work. Look, if you're looking for the best way to do this, BroncoPowerBoost.com. It's cheaper, no maintenance. It's all of those things. BroncoPowerBoost.com. All right, welcome back here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Oh, we got people on the line. Okay, let's go. 713-780-3776. Keith.
The other one's asleep. Just go to Keith.
It was Carson Wentz last year, right? And this year's Ryan.
Landing spots for Tannehill.
Right.
Maybe
Okay.
we do go to Gilbert.
Okay, Keith, you got a potential landing spot for Ryan Tannehill?
Hey, guys. Obviously, Carson Wentz was last year. Tannehill is this year. I'm analyzing all 32 NFL team quarterback depth charts, and I got to say, the perfect fit might be in Baltimore with my Baltimore Ravens because Lamar Jackson is always sick. He's currently sick, actually. He's got an injury history. The current backup is Josh Johnson, who's played for 20 teams, even goes back to when Jim Harbaugh was coaching at San Diego. I don't want him as my backup. He's a perfect third stringer. And then our third stringer is Devin Leary, a rookie. I think the perfect fit for Tannehill is with the Baltimore Ravens. What do you think?
Thank you.
Yeah, you've already said that.
Yeah,
we agreed with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mostly because you wouldn't call in about this anymore. So we agree.
Yeah,
with
we
you.
agree.
He's also a Ravens.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to call in about that again. We agree.
No arguments here.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? We don't think about. If you want to know the truth, we've never thought about that because we don't care. No, don't. That's like something we just don't care about. So and most everybody that's listening right now.
Keith, don't you know the Ravens have a thing because it happened either last year or the year before where they had an all-black quarterback room where the coach was black, all three quarterbacks are black. Don't add Tannehill to the mix. Don't mess it up.
Too white.
Yeah,
Devin Leary, you're going to lose your job to Emory Jones, okay? Lose third string to Emory Jones to keep the streak alive, okay?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Hey, Devin
Leary
Leary
cannot stay there unless he's changing position.
I know you think you're in a good spot. Emory Jones didn't do much in college, but the Ravens got a thing going on.
Do you think his agent, when he got drafted by the Ravens, said,
"Oh no,
this is a terrible
spot
for him"? Ozzie never keeps
Did
white
you hear
quarterbacks other than Joe Flacco.
Did you hear Dayball? Apparently, in one of these, what's the show called?
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
Off-season Giants.
Off-season Giants. He goes, "Oh, great. We got the same quarterback room as last year."
And he was being serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
I have been surprised with some of the things they've let on the air.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
The Saquon
but they
stuff?
also, but that's also, this is way better than if you're going all the way back to Super Bowl. You know, I was in the Patriots suite at the Combine. Alonzo invited me in there, and I know Elliott Wolf, and I just went in there, and it's like a little tense. It's it's all the old Patriots guys, and the old Patriots scouts like, what the hell is somebody doing in here? And Joe Shane, who is the GM of the Giants, he came in and started talking to Elliott, but there were no cameras. But now that I think about it, and they were just talking, and then they went somewhere else so they could talk probably about the draft. I mean, they were drafting high, and they were probably talking about picks and potential trades and stuff like that. I don't know if that was caught on camera anywhere. Although Alonzo said, "Hey, Joe, this is Lance Erling." He goes, "Oh, they just let anybody in here."
He said that to you?
Yeah.
About you?
Yeah. I assumed he was busting balls because he likes me a lot.
Oh, well.
Unless he meant it.
Well, he might read your stuff.
Or he might think, oh, this is a guy who's taking shots at some of our picks like Wan'Dale Robinson.
Uh-huh. Well, then now how stupid do you look?
Yeah, so pretty smart, actually.
Now how stupid do you feel?
Smart.
Okay.
But, no, and I wondered if he went out there and there were cameras there, because let me tell you what Elliott wouldn't want to do, anything on camera.
Yeah.
His first year as a GM for the Patriots.
No.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to not have anything on camera here, Joe.
Yeah. So, Joe, you come in, cameras, you're going to stay out. No, we don't need you. We don't want you in here. 713-780-3776. Let's see what Gilbert wants to talk about the Astros. He must be disgusted with last night.
He's been on hold for nearly 49 minutes.
Okay, let's see.
He's not awake.
Let's see. Gilbert. Hello?
Sometimes I think he'll just walk away. Sometimes he's asleep, but sometimes he just walks.
I mean, if you were on hold for 49 minutes,
I would already hung
you
up.
would walk away?
Yeah, maybe.
How many times have you called Comcast,
what is he going
Xfinity?
to ask for,
Well, one of the reasons.
Or United.
Well,
have you ever been on hold with United for 49 minutes?
One of the reasons I don't have Comcast or Xfinity anymore, at least for TV, is because I didn't want to go through the process of being on hold, talking to them to try to get things done. So I'm on YouTube TV. Just click of a button. If I want it,
worst.
If I still want it, I click a button. If I don't want it, I click another button. I don't have to talk to anyone or stay on hold. I hate being on the phone.
Hey, if you go to, are you on Fubo or what are you on?
I'm on YouTube TV.
YouTube TV. Can you record stuff?
Yes, you can. You can set it to what you want to have recorded.
Does YouTube TV give you Astros games?
That's the problem. No, they do not.
Oh,
you
they
have
don't.
to get
But
blacked
Fubo
out.
does.
My
Fubo
Astros
does,
games
yes.
are blacked
Right?
out currently.
Yes, Fubo, I believe, does. Yes.
My Astros games are blacked out.
What are you talking about?
I think it happened after the hurricane. It shows me as blacked out. I had to double check and make sure I've got a different way I can watch.
Oh,
but
see, cheating.
No, but I mean, I should be able to get this with my actual DirecTV service. I even Googled, is Space City Sports blacked out from DirecTV? So I got to call them. I got to put that on my list. You know, my wife's birthday was yesterday. You know what she wanted for her birthday? No presents. Just for the kids to sleep as long. Don't wake the kids up. Let them sleep until 3 in the afternoon if they want. I don't want them awake.
Present?
And also, you go do all these things on this list. And I mean, it was
like
teach Mason how to defensive drive. I mean, not defensive drive. Parallel park. I had to do that, which it didn't take. Do a resume for Madi when she tries out for Tuts. Okay, we got to do a resume. Take Madi to Invicta and pick her up. Take Sebastian to, which I always do, to his jiu-jitsu. Something about cleaning up the patio. Clean up the patio and do all this stuff.
Did you clean up the patio or not?
Yeah, I had. Yeah, my kitchen area I did.
Kinda.
Yeah, not the rest of it.
No, right.
I mean, I had to get a nap in.
Right. Well,
I had to watch Band of Brothers. She caught me and wasn't happy.
Imagine.
She wanted to be left alone to read her Charles Dickens books. She's reading all the Charles Dickens books.
I know marriage must be a joy for people, but imagine
porridge, sir.
You get caught. I got caught watching TV. I couldn't even imagine.
Man,
I got
caught. On her birthday,
I got
Del,
caught.
not every marriage is like
I got caught watching
on
TV.
her birthday, I was supposed to be doing these lists of things, and then she got mad at us for being too loud out in the living room when it was all of us having dinner. Like, stop being so loud. I'm trying to read. Like, go into the room where no one is. What are you doing out here with all the people? Where all the people are? Bunch of kids eating pizza. Of course they're going to be loud.
I'm sure love.
What do you want for birthday dinner? Nothing. Okay.
I'm sure the love transcends all. But if you're going to come out here and yell at me because you caught me watching
TV.
TV.
She didn't say anything. I just felt caught.
See, this is bad for you.
I felt caught.
That's a bad example for you. Not every marriage you get caught watching
I couldn't even
TV,
imagine.
Okay.
On a birthday when you're supposed to be doing things
No,
on a list?
I don't. On a birthday, I buy her something, and that's all.
She doesn't want it.
I ain't doing a list of stuff.
I could have spent so much
money
money on
I'll
a purse.
Give you what listen. I'll give you what I want to give you.
No. That's a waste of money. You have to take it back.
No.
You don't do that with Nicole. You don't give her what you think she wants.
No, it's not what you think. It's what I want to give you. That's what a gift is.
She tells you in
That's
advance,
what it's called a
don't
gift.
do this. I don't want anything that you're going to give me.
You know what? If all the things, I would be cool with, hey, do this. This is for the family. Can you do this for me?
I got to give her something she wanted,
That's fine.
and she would have told me she didn't want it.
Even, hey, tell me what you want, because it means I don't have to think very much about it. But if you come out here and tell me you just caught me watching TV.
I would have just given her cash.
No, Del, not every
like a
marriage
grandma.
is like
I would
this.
have just
I'm
given her
telling you.
cash.
Stop.
No, she didn't.
He's never going to get
Hold
married
on.
now because of you.
Hold on. She didn't. He's not going to anyway. She didn't say. She didn't get mad at me. I felt caught. Like I knew she saw, and I knew.
But even that feeling, even the feeling.
Well, that's my feeling.
Putting I don't know. I can't put that on her. You're saying it's you. But even the thought of, I better sneak
she
this
was disappointed.
I better sneak this in, or there's going to be a problem.
Some of us have
not
bouillons, Del. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Not everybody is like that. Wow. What about Gilbert? I think I heard him. Listen.
I heard him too.
What, Gilbert? Oh, he's calling back. There he is. He's calling back.
He can't hear.
All right. That's him? Yeah, that's him. All right, put him up. Hey, Gilbert.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've heard from you.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's been a long time since we've heard from you. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my phone anyway. I dropped it in my recliner chair anyway.
Oh.
Well, you found it,
That's
didn't
why
you?
we couldn't hear you.
Did you find it?
No, I couldn't find it anyway. I called another phone anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're calling another phone? Oh, yeah. Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
No. What are you doing?
What about the Astros anyway?
Yeah, what about it, John? It's
What did
two
you think about
losses
the
in a
game
row.
last night, Gilbert?
What?
What did you think about the game last night?
Ridiculous game, They couldn't hit the ball anyway.
You're right, though. You know what? Gilbert's analysis is dead on.
Was it a ridiculous game?
Anyway.
Okay.
It was ridiculous anyway. It really was.
No, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
that was good analysis.
Good breakdown right there.
Yeah. They couldn't hit the ball anyway. Yep. You didn't? Did you like?
They'll win tonight anyway.
They're going to win tonight.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're going to win tonight. You going to watch them?
All right, Dan. Well, talk to you guys later.
All right,
we'll
bye,
see
Gilbert.
All right, Dan. He's all right.
You know,
another guy who used to say, all right, Dan. All right, then. I suppose the Astros are pretty ridiculous anyway.
You know,
he is not Sling
But
Blade.
it sounds the same. Where if I took his script,
we got a break.
If I took his script, say I would like for you to get me a picture of that girl, that pretty girl, maybe so I could put that up, and maybe you get me a bike. There's a fella who stole my bike from me. That doesn't sound like it.
What do you look like?
Oh, he's a black feller, from what I can remember. Gilbert actually said that.
He did.
Say,
he didn't call him a feller.
Maybe you can go out there and get me a Coca-Cola and some French fried potatoes. It'd be nice if you'd do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Say, John, maybe you bring me a program from that football game you're going to, and maybe a hat too, something from inside the NFL. You got you one of them coffee mugs or something?
And it's true. We got a break. Daspit. Do it with Sling Blade.
That's John Daspit. If you get hurt in an accident or something like that, get hit by a Kaiser blade up in the head, I suppose he's going to get pretty good settlement for you. John Daspit is going to get a great settlement for you if you do get hit by a Kaiser blade, or what they call a sling blade. It can be that. It could be any number of things. Out on the roadway, at your workplace, out in the water somewhere. It is a great opportunity for you to have someone on your side who's going to fight for you. He's going to fight hard for you. John Daspit and all of his lawyers. He's got more lawyers. He's got the most lawyers of anybody, and the reason simply, he's the biggest law firm here in Houston for personal injury law, because he wants to make sure you have a lawyer who is handling your case specifically and is doing right by you, gathering all the information, all the intel. You know, some cases take longer than others because he doesn't rush through to try to just get you a settlement check that's going to be low and not even cover everything for you. He wants to take his time, get the depositions done, get everything done he can so that your settlement is a fair settlement and one that favors you and not the company that is the insurance company that's working against you. John Daspit and the Daspit Law Firm, passionately pursuing justice for the injured. Call 713-CALL-NOW. That's 713-CALL-NOW, or go to DaspitLaw.com.
Welcome back here on ESPN 97.5 and 98.25. No, Simone Biles is not going to ride on LeBron's shoulders and carry the flag. That's not going to happen.
Come on, Dustin, be better than that.
Kind of surprised LeBron didn't force USA to let Bronny carry the flag. Apparently,
Rich Paul said LeBron will not play for the Olympic team unless Bronny is carrying the flag. What if Bronny made it on the Olympic team because Rich Paul said that LeBron wouldn't play basketball this year?
I mean, he was watching Bronny play last night or the night, whatever. I don't know. Was Bronny play last night? G League, it's over, right? The summer league's over.
Yeah.
Who was the champs?
The Heat beat the Grizzlies in a really competitive overtime game yesterday. Josh Christopher was the game MVP. Yes, that's Josh Christopher.
Yeah, Josh Christopher. He is on the Mount Rushmore of summer league.
Well, Cam Whitmore won the summer league MVP last year. But Josh just won it for the game. A Nets player won the entire summer league MVP.
Yeah, but Josh Christopher, when you win finals MVP,
well, it's one game, but he did. Look, it's summer league, so take it for what it is. But you see what maybe the Rockets saw: the shot making, the ability to knock down shots in tough situations. He did a lot of that last night. That's why he won the MVP. But he may make it on a two-way right now. He doesn't even have that. He's a guy who spent the entire year last year in the G League, so still trying to work his way back. But I think we can all feel good about Josh Christopher because he has first-round money still. He did get drafted in the first round. That contract, at least for the first couple of years, is guaranteed. So while he's scuffling around, that first-round contract feels pretty good, I would think. Yeah. But he's apparently a guy who's realized that he wasn't ready for the NBA when he was drafted, so he's just trying to make his way back.
Yeah. Bronny, it just is. I don't know.
Bronny bounced back after all.
He has bounced back.
All the shots you guys took at him.
I didn't take any shots.
Both of you did.
He's not an NBA player.
Well, he's a G League player, and we'll see how.
I don't think he deserves this much attention. I think it was unfortunate. We've said our piece. I mean, I think he'd have been better off playing some college ball, getting the experience, getting better, but. Because we already know he's going to step into as much money as he can possibly spend in his lifetime. So the money's not a concern.
Speaking of the NBA, TNT may not be out of it.
Yeah, that was good news.
Yeah, apparently they have matched what Amazon bid, which was the smallest bid of them all, and they had the right to match.
How could they match that?
Amazon's bid?
Well, what does TNT have that people watch still? With all the cord cutting,
Snowpiercer.
Huh?
Apparently Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer is supposed to be a good show.
Which was a movie based off of something else. Now it's a TV show. It's been on, I think, going into its fourth season.
A new season's coming on.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a show they've had for a little bit now.
Okay. Well, they have apparently, in an effort to continue our longstanding partnership during both exclusive and non-exclusive negotiation periods, we acted in good faith to present strong bids that were fair to both parties. Regrettably, the league notified us of its intention to accept other offers for the games in our current rights package, leaving us to proceed under the matching rights provision, which is an integral part of our current agreement and the rights we paid for under it. They matched, and apparently the NBA wants Amazon. Why? Don't know. It's better for all of us if TNT gets it. We get Charles, Ernie, Kenny, Shaq. We get to a regular TV that we don't have to go to Amazon for.
Yeah.
It's better all the way around. It'll be better ratings for you, NBA.
Although I got to tell you, John, I think that you say regular TV. It's honestly, it doesn't take a whole lot nowadays to, you're saying, it doesn't take a whole lot.
Have Prime.
But it doesn't take a whole lot to get to Amazon. Well, now's your time to pay for Prime.
Well, thank you. I have to pay for it.
That's why Amazon wants you to.
Wait a minute. On top of having to pay for it, for television,
you've got Prime.
Now I'm going to have to watch commercials on top of it.
You've got Prime.
Listen,
Wendy orders stuff.
If this is a pay television, why are there commercials in the game?
Well, because there's a break in the action.
So what? Show me dancing girls or dogs jumping through hoops. Or
I would watch or little people fighting.
In
a league, in a fight league.
Whatever.
Adele, I'm just saying
I
something
would watch
that people
Turbo
everyone's thinking
this. That's what I watch at the game. They entertain me at the game without commercials.
Do you know whenever I watch, there is there's a package that people have where you can watch NBA games. It's not NBA League Pass. Well, I think it does come from NBA League Pass, where you get you stay in the stadium. So it doesn't go to a commercial, stays in the stadium. It doesn't do anything.
Great.
But you make money with commercials. We like commercials here on this show.
We love commercials. But
so
this
stop
is
telling
not,
people not to watch commercials.
People don't pay for this service. If I'm paying for Amazon, or if I'm paying for Netflix, or if I'm paying, if it's a pay channel, then I shouldn't have to pay for commercials too. I shouldn't have to watch commercials too, because I've already paid for it.
Well, what's the difference between 3 minutes of dead TV and 3 minutes of commercials?
Because I want to see what's going on. At the games,
there's nothing going on.
I get to watch. They got people dancing. They got Turbo jumping off a trampoline.
And you have to pay to go to the games, don't you?
That same thing.
So you have to pay to go to the games, so you get to watch all that stuff. So if you're not paying to go to the games, then you don't get that.
No, I'm paying to watch it on television.
Well, they would say you paid for Prime for deliveries, and this is just another service added in.
Yeah, you already have Prime.
No. I get this on free TV. I understand the deal. When I'm watching free TV, I get commercials. When I'm paying for pay-per-view, I don't get commercials.
Free TV is
it's
not free TV.
Listen,
what is free TV?
First of all, it's not free TV.
What's free TV?
You're paying for it. You're paying DirecTV, or you're paying whoever, Xfinity, a lot when they work. You're paying them a lot.
No, I'm not. You can watch with an antenna and not pay a dime.
You can watch the
ABC, NBC, ABC, Fox, and CBS.
You can watch the Rockets.
TNT.
Not TNT. No.
Well, we're talking about TNT here. We're not talking about those.
Well, then
things.
I shouldn't have to watch it
That's
on TNT
not TNT
either.
is not a free TV. What are you doing now? TNT is not free TV. It's pay TV.
And by the way, more people have Amazon Prime than they have a cable subscription.
Yes, it's gone above that.
So
no,
yeah,
I was looking in the U.S. Over like 168 people have Amazon Prime. Like 98.7 have cable. Now that doesn't account for like I guess DirecTV and YouTube, but Amazon's doubling cable.
Wait a minute.
The Prime
cable and DirecTV. That's all the same thing.
I understand, but you think that's gonna surpass what Prime subscriptions have?
Hold on, it's the NBA is trying to take the most money they can get.
Listen,
so this is
a
not
shame.
Your league is greedy.
Over 200 million members worldwide. There's way more cable than over 200 million members worldwide.
I'm looking at it right now.
Over 200 million members
cable,
worldwide.
167.2 million Amazon subscribers in the U.S.
In the U.S. alone.
In the U.S. alone.
Okay, 100. Okay.
And this makes it available internationally. Basketball is available internationally when it's on Prime.
I don't care. Get
Adam Silver would have you. You know what? David Stern would have had you murdered by now for what you're saying.
Yeah.
You would have been killed by now for all this. Like, I don't care about the NBA making money.
The biggest gangster is Roger Goodell. I'm surprised.
No, he's not. Roger Goodell's for the people. He's a man of the people. He's an MOTP.
Oh my God,
he's the first one to put it on Prime.
Okay, I can't be bought. He can be bought.
I can't either.
I'm a man of the people.
You may not like the delivery service, but I'm telling you, it's not
all
for the
that
people.
way.
For the people who are watching NBA basketball, for the most part, a lot of them already have Prime. They just use it for deliveries, and this is included in the package. I don't think it's going to be that different. I don't know how many people are actually going to have to transfer over to Prime to watch the NBA.
John, you pay for cable, and cable has commercials. Dustin, he's right. And
no, I got antennas all over the house.
No, TNT doesn't come in on antennas.
Yeah.
And Bull says TNT has Charmed also. Well, the only reason I know that is because we walk in Charmed. Sometimes there are some days Charmed.
There's not going to be any new episodes.
Well, that was the case before she died.
What a classy thing to say when Shannon Doherty
person.
There's not going to be any new episodes.
Well, yeah, there weren't any new episodes long since.
Yeah.
All right.
And
That's
actually,
all I'm saying.
they've already done a remake of Charm without the main three witches.
Oh, there's new witches?
I don't know if that version is still in the air, but they had already done a remake of Charmed.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Nobody knew that.
Well, I'm sure.
No one.
I'm
knew
sure
that.
the Gen Z kids.
It's impossible to know something like that.
I just told you.
There's not no one has ever watched it.
Well, I'm sure.
Is it really a show?
It went more than one
season,
so some people did watch it.
Time to talk about Air Team. It's real, okay? And you don't want to pay for those air conditioners like I did. Don't pay for those air conditioners like I did. You know how you don't? All you do is you maintain the air conditioners that you have. You clean them out. You make sure that everything is working properly, that you're not leaking Freon. If they catch it early, they can fix that, and then you won't destroy your air conditioner, which is what I did. That sucks. And so I had to buy two air conditioners. You know how painful that was? It was less painful because I got the rebates. I got all of the discounts that I could possibly get from Air Team. But it's still, who wants to buy air conditioners? No, you don't want to do that. What you want to do is maintain yours. So let Air Team come to your home, check out your system, and you know what? You'll be a client. Do this every year. Before summer comes or during summer, do it now. Do it now. It's before your stuff breaks down and you are stuck having to buy a new air conditioner. If you haven't checked your air conditioners or cleaned them out in a while, you need to do this now. AirTeamLTD.com, 713-956-8326, AirTeamLTD.com. All right. Welcome back here on ESPN 97.5 at 92.5. 713-780-3776 is the number. If you want to talk to us here on the show, 713-780-3776 to hang out with us here on the radio. Good. Well, this is not good news, but J.P. Crawford out. Julio Rodriguez is out too after that catch that he tried to make and he hurt himself. But J.P. Crawford, the Seattle shortstop, fractured a pinky. So he's going to be out for a while, along with Julio Rodriguez. As if they're not bad enough offensively, they've got injuries as well. John Heyman, right? Isn't that his name? I got one problem with what he's talking about here. He's on with Roflo on MLB Network, and he's talking about the Astros. And I've said this. I don't know. I really believe that the Astros think that Verlander and Garcia are going to be playing a role, and they're not going to give up minor leaguers for a guy who's just an average starter. But you got average starter.
Dana said they would.
No, he said we're going to look at top end.
But then he said,
and then we'll look at somebody average, right?
Yeah.
I just don't believe it's going to happen. I just don't believe it. I think they go get a first baseman, if you want to know the truth.
They got to let him back. He started yesterday. What are you laughing about?
Well, he did start, and he started at first base. The Astros at first base this year.
When that's going to be
at
prospects
first base
too.
this year.
Hold on.
Home runs tied for 22nd. RBI 25th. Slugging percentage last. OPS last. WAR 25th. It is a terrible. And when Abreu was here, they were the worst at everything.
Do you know how much more it's going to cost for a legitimate first baseman? It's going to cost way more prospects.
Yeah.
Than it would for giving up an A-ball player for a pitcher.
Right. But you're going to need this for this
no,
might
not
be
really.
just for
Yainer
this year.
Diaz, that's my problem is Yainer Diaz is tailor-made for first base.
Well, if he can play the position, we don't know.
Well, I mean, why couldn't he?
Yeah.
He's a good athlete. He digs balls out of the dirt anyway.
I agree. I just have a feeling this is what they're going to do. Here's John Heyman talking about the position and what they could who they could possibly get.
So let's start with the Astros. Yeah. One of the many teams looking for pitching. You say there's an option if they want to get aggressive at first base. What do you think?
Yes, I think you're going to like this one, Robert. They're certainly looking at first base, and they were interested, certainly, if Christian Walker or Pete Alonso was going to be available. Doesn't appear that they're going to go anywhere. Those teams are in contention right now. But there's another guy who can play first, did play first in New York the last couple of days, Isaac Paredes. And I don't think this name's really been out there, but this is a potential fit for the Astros. And, you know, he really works on a number of levels for them. First of all, pull hitter. I mean, this is the most pull hitter in baseball, right? Every single one of his 60-plus home runs has been pulled. So Crawford boxes meet Isaac Paredes. Also, he has 3 more years to go, and he's really a third baseman. He's playing first, a third baseman. And, I mean, you know as well as I do, it doesn't appear they are very likely to be able to keep Bregman.
So he could shift over to third once Bregman leaves.
Third. So this is actually why, I mean, no perfect fit is a cliche. This is a pretty good fit.
So he can move over to third. He can play first base now. Pull hitter at Minute Maid. I like it. The Rays think they're still in it, I think, a little bit.
Get out.
So I'm not sure. They're 10.5 games out. They're 50-50, so they're still in the wild card hunt.
No, but if he can play 2 positions, it makes a lot more sense.
It makes more sense, yeah. Isaac Paredes.
Maybe more so than a Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do Alonso, then you're settling in with Yainer as your catcher.
Yeah.
You just drafted a catcher in the first round. You drafted 2 catchers, actually, in the draft. I think that the Astros, you know, also look at the fact that Yainer defensively, his arm is fine. The rest of it's not great. It's below average. I think the Astros will eventually move him to first base, but he needs to have a position because he's a good hitter, and you know, he needs to have a position on a major league team. Yainer Diaz does. And so if you take first base out of the mix, Jordan's not going anywhere out of that DH slot. So you're basically, if you get a full-time first baseman, you're basically saying, I guess, Yainer, you're our catcher of the future, and we're just going to live with not being able to frame pitches and everything else that goes with it.
Well, yeah, I guess you will have to live with that. And, you know, you're hitting. And what? No, listen.
His hitting's fine.
His hitting is fine. We're going to have to live with that along with your inability to really frame pitches or – yeah, I mean, he's not a great catcher. There's no question about that. And usually you move, if you've got a good hitting catcher, you'll move him. It happens a lot of times.
What about Chaz as your trade bait?
That's a possibility.
I mean, he's major league ready. He can play. He's had some success.
I could see Loperfido.
He's had a couple years. Yeah, you could. You could for a first baseman like that, or a guy who can swing.
I mean, they
positions.
would like a young guy that's under control for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
so that would be something that Rays would be
I'd
rather
give away some random A-ball player than a pitcher than Joey Loperfido for. You also don't want to trade Loperfido. Well, you actually might trade him for a rental. I mean, the Astros might be looking at rentals.
Yeah.
They don't typically look at 5-year contracts, 6-year contracts. So whoever they get may end up being a rental. Certainly won't. They won't be thinking beyond 2 to 3 years. I know that, and maybe they shouldn't. I don't know.
This year, Paredes is hitting .235. He's got a 774 OPS.
I like that.
774 ain't bad. No. I'm sorry. He's got an 803. I'm looking at his career 774. He's got an 803 OPS. He's hitting .252 this year. He's got 16 homers. He's walked 46 times and struck out 67. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
For a guy that would pop, that's not bad at all. 51 RBIs. No, I could see something like that. I don't know if Tampa's in the mood. If Tampa would trade him, we'll see. But that would be something that would be interesting. I like you, John Heyman. Keep thinking. You know what? Keep it up. Keep that same energy, John Heyman. And it is Heyman, right? Not Hyman. It's John Heyman. 713-780-3776. What do you think? You're more than welcome to get in here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Right now, time for me to talk about Dream Rate. That's my guy. Kent Jones. Kent Jones he's fantastic, people. And he told me, he's like, man, all these people are out there and they're really afraid to buy a house right now. And you're renting right now and you're building wealth for that guy that owns that building, right? When you're like, well, we can't buy right now because the interest rates are so high. Listen, you buy now because the rates are lower, because the interest rates, the price of the house is going to be lower. And oh, by the way, if you're a first-time buyer, the government has all kinds of great incentives for you. So if you're I don't know, we can't buy right now, the interest rates, blah, blah, blah. The interest rates are going down. You can refi. This happens all the time. When interest rates are high, you go back and you refi it. And it's easy. This is actually the time you should buy, especially now with all of these rebates from the government, all of these incentives for the government on first-time buyers. So you want a scenario quote? Call Kent Jones. Kent Jones will give you that scenario quote and tell you how much you're going to be paying every month. Kent Jones will save you thousands of dollars at signing. It's what he does all the time. He's going to work his tail off to get you the best mortgage for you. So you're thinking about buying a home? 713-520-5626, 713-520-LOAN, or 975loans.com. Houston Safe and Lock. More than half of the safes in this city came from Houston Safe and Lock. Houston Safe and Lock is really, really awesome. They have a warehouse full. They've got showrooms full, 2 of them. King Safe and Lock on I-10 and Worth, which is the same company as Houston Safe and Lock, Bellway and Westheimer. It's the same thing. When you go in there, it's actually in a strip mall, and it's actually kind of it looks like it's a smaller place. And you walk in and you go, holy crap, look at all these safes. My goodness. And anything that you could possibly want. A small one just to keep the gun in, to keep it away from the kids, kind of a big deal, Dad. Okay, so if you need a small one that, just so you can lock up that gun and you can get to it if you, God forbid, you need it, but just so you keep it away from the kids. You got to have a safe. Don't just put it up on a shelf and think they won't get to it, because they could. Don't, because too many accidents happen that way. So get one. If you need a safe at work, they can bolt them down. They do everything with safes, okay? Safes and locks. Any kind of lock that you need, any kind of service that you need with locks, there's one place to go. See my man Derek DeSola over at Houston Safe and Lock, 713-522-5555 or 975safe.com. All right, welcome back here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. 713-780-3776 is the number. If you'd like to get in here, 713-780-3776. But the news and notes, Astros lose last night. 4-0 was the final. They just didn't hit. They didn't come up with a big hit. Oh, actually, they had 4 hits in the first 2 innings and didn't score any runs. They just couldn't come up with a hit when they needed it. Aledmus Diaz, it does feel a little – I mean, okay.
I know what you're going to say 2.0 on Abreu. Yeah.
Somebody tweeted that, and I was like,
not enough ABs for that yet, though. And he's not going to – we don't have to worry about this being a full-time thing. This is just a –
okay, we're in the postseason. You know what? I think I'm all in on this get a first baseman thing.
Are you?
Yeah, because
I don't hate it.
I mean, John Singleton's up in the postseason with with runners on, as opposed to an Alonso or a Paredes or a Christian Walker. I mean, I just think you're better. I think there's still too many holes in this lineup. Are we sure that Chaz is going to hit in the postseason? Are we sure that Jake is going to hit in the postseason?
No, of course not.
Okay, no. I mean, I know we've got we've got proven commodities in Altuve and Jordan and Tucker. Last year he wasn't really a proven commodity, but we got to trust that he'll hit. We got to trust that Bregman's going to hit. We hope that Pena is going to hit. But other than that, I mean, a first baseman to bolster this lineup would be. I don't think the lineup is good enough to win big in the postseason.
I mean, we're spoiled because we're used to having 5 good starters, the entire lineup of Murderers Row. Yeah. Like, I think it is. It's just not up to the Astros standards. And that's one of the reasons I don't think they can win a World Series, is because it doesn't look the same, the lineup or the pitching. But, other teams have done it before. Other teams have won without – you don't have to – if you got 5 or 6 good hitters, you can absolutely win as long as the other guys can do enough or have some moments. I mean – they did win a World Series with Yuli having a bad year and then just getting some timely hits in the postseason. So, and they weren't like rocket shots. He just got some timely hits. So, I don't know. You look at Jeremy. Like, do you consider Jeremy Pena a World Series caliber player?
He was in the World Series MVP, so I guess.
Yeah, Jordan, Bregman,
yes, absolutely.
Altuve,
yes.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker.
Yes,
I mean,
Kyle Tucker was bad last year in the postseason.
Yeah, but Kyle Tucker's
you
MVP
gotta
caliber
have him.
player.
You got to have him.
Yeah,
That's all.
You're talking about a series, but Jordan has been bad in series a lot, in big series. He's been either great or not as good. So, I mean, the Astros have a lot. They've got a lot. There's still
holes.
There's still of course there's holes, but you could say that about all the teams right now in Major League Baseball. who's the most loaded team are the Yankees, and look at them. They're not even playing like it.
No.
So,
well, Baltimore's good up and down. Philly's good up and down.
I don't know. Your second, short, third, 3 of your infield spots are rock solid. Your right field, your DH are really good, way above average level to star level. Your center field has been actually productive this year, moderately productive. And your left field position, is going to be just okay, depending on who you have in left. Your catcher production, offensively, your catcher production is going to be you'd like to have a few more home runs, but it's okay. I just think the Astros lineup I think you can win a World Series with the Astros lineup. I'm more worried about depth of pitching. You have to, you're going to war with a bunch of guys who are really going well past their high standards, their high numbers for innings. That's in your bullpen. Let's just be real here. I know we can talk about the job that Scott's done or the job that King has done or just any of these surprising relievers, but it's still going to be about Abreu, Hader, and whether you like it or not, about Presley.
Yeah.
It's going to be about those 3 guys more than anything.
Well, right.
How do you feel about them right now? Like on paper,
I feel fine about it.
Feel fine?
I feel fine. I feel fine.
All right.
I mean, yeah. And I think Seth Martinez will give you some innings. Taylor Scott has been excellent.
22 was an outlier.
King is going to actually play a role.
22 is an outlier. 22 is the greatest relieving corps in the history of baseball in the postseason. That's not the standard. That's the outlier. It doesn't usually.
And who was a big part of that?
Never looked like that. Well, a lot of different guys.
Yeah, Rafael Montero.
Yeah, Montero was.
So, and he's still on the team. I don't know.
Hector Neris.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard.
Well,
yeah, he's still on the team.
Was Maton even? Maton didn't make that playoff roster. That's right.
No, is that when he punched the? Yeah, his brother got a hit off him and he punched the wall.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah. I mean, God forbid him being on. I remember at that time we were praying he wouldn't be on it anyway.
Yeah, right. He was bad.
And then he was pretty good the next year.
No question about that. So the Astros lose.
No. Wait. Are we sure that's – or was it Will – was it Will Smith? No. Was it Maton that's the year he punched him? When was he resting Maton face? And was it that 2022 or was that 2021?
I forget. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
One of the years he punched a wall because his brother got a hit off him, and then he broke his hand or something. No one knows. It's impossible to know right now. Joe Mixon, we found out, has been hurt or at least not practicing, and D'Amico says that he is going to be okay. Stephon Diggs says it's hot as hell here. This is what hell must feel like. But that Stephon Diggs connection with C.J. Stroud, that has been something that has been a work in progress so far at training camp. They're out there this morning, as a matter of fact. Is it raining out there? It looks like it's raining. It looks like it might be raining out there. We're supposed to have rain for the next few days here. And open practice today. They might have to move into the bubble if it's raining out there, but we'll see. But D'Amico says, here's what's happening on the Stroud. Here's what's happening with Stroud and Diggs, their connection right now.
Diggs have been really good. You see them growing. You see them, their connection, their bond, they're communicating. Seems like after every snap, right, those guys were talking or pre-snap with alignments. They're getting on the same page, and that takes time. It takes building a relationship outside of being on the football field. It takes building that relationship right in the locker room, meeting rooms, and that's what I see from both of those guys. A ton of communication, which allows their relationship to grow, build stronger.
That's good to hear. That is really good to hear.
That's my coach right there.
Yeah. No. You guys are tight, aren't you? Didn't you kick his chair weren't you sitting behind him and you were hitting his
No, I introduced myself
in
to him, and but I'm just saying that's my coach. That's my quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
That's my coach.
No. I think he was. Yeah. Weren't they laughing at you when you went to the bathroom?
No,
that was Bobby Slowick.
No. That was Matt Burke.
Because
about how much I was killing him with conversation.
How you were killing.
I could tell, and at that time I thought, you know what I need to do? Show them that I know my ball, so I need to start talking to them a little bit. I thought about it, and I was like, they're.
Well, speaking of Bobby Slowick, we missed a quote of his. That's actually something that we've been talking about. We will do it. We'll play it on the other side and see if you agree or disagree with him about that. Right now, I'm talking about HRP. HRP.net. My peeps over there, Mike Holly, a good coug. And there's not such thing as a bad coug, but he is a good coug. And as a matter of fact, I was talking to another coug who said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be going with him." And you're gonna probably hear that coug on our air because we have testimonials from I don't know how many people talking about how much that they love HR&P. Okay, I've told you, call up here and ask Laura. We've got a one-person department for our payroll and HR, one person, and we've got I don't know how many employees, and we've got commission pay. We've got salary pay. We've got hourly pay, bonus pay. We got for all of our spots. We get there's a lot of accounting to do. Well, HR&P, it's just simple. It's so easy. The technology is second to none. It is proprietary technology. Only they have. And trust me, people are trying to get it away from Mike Holly, and Mike Holly's like, nope, this is mine. And we're gonna just continue to kick ass in the HR and payroll department for years and years to come. Here's the deal: if you're not completely satisfied, or if your payroll is getting overwhelming while you're doing it yourself, stop. Let HR&P do it. I'm telling you, they'll save you money. They're going to do it more economically and more efficiently than you are. HRP.net, 281-880-6525 or HRP.net. Oh, boy. Welcome back here on the show. Our 9 o'clock hour. If you want to get in, you're more than welcome. 713-780-3776 is the number. 713-780-3776. Garrick says, John Granado spit truth about why there are commercials when we're paying for TV services. We're paying for it, and then we're paying for it again. Stop already. It's ridiculous.
You're paying for cable.
I'm not paying.
Guess what? Your cable bill or whatever is going to run you over $100, and guess what? Your Prime is going to be like $10 a month.
I can get TV for free. Okay,
get it.
I understand the commercials.
Get your TNT for free.
I'm going to. Rahil's going to show me how to do it. He steals all kinds of TV, doesn't he?
Wow, snitch.
I can't speak to that.
Okay. Well,
Snitch.
I'm pretty sure he does. Oh, well, he finesses the game, I think. That's what he calls it.
I've got something that you can pay for. You can pay for it. You got to have a stick, a Fire Stick. You pay for it. There's a service that you pay for, and you can get your game.
Well, I'm going to see my daughter. My son-in-law is going to hook me up with that Fire Stick, and then you show me how they do that. All right?
Okay.
He's proficient in Fire Sticks.
Yeah. Well, you can buy them through Amazon.
Well, when I was at his
through
house,
Amazon Prime.
Well,
and have it delivered sometimes same day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then you can watch your basketball, and we're not even having this conversation.
When I was at his house, when I was at their house, I wanted to watch the Astros game, and he brought over his laptop, and he said, "Here they are. Here's your game."
Is that how you like watching it on laptops?
Well, it might be how I have to do it in L.A. I don't know. I don't care.
Nah, you're not going to have to.
No?
Yeah, just all you got to do is just cast it to a TV.
Okay.
What are you doing with your 17 TVs in your home?
Well, they're going to stay in the home. We're not selling the house.
You're not?
No, not just yet. No.
Oh.
Not for a while.
Or are you going to take the TVs with you, or are they included?
No, well, we're moving into a furnished apartment to start with.
Oh, to start with.
Yeah.
To start with.
Yeah. Yep.
Has anyone ever refurnished a furnished apartment before? And
My
will
wife
Wendy
will.
be the first?
My wife, she's already talked to her sister about coming out. And the two of them will. Yeah. It was last night. Yeah, you're going to come? Okay, when you coming? And we're going to fix up. Bobby Slowick. We missed this, and we've talked about this, though. There is a possibility, okay, teams have tape now on C.J. Stroud, and there's such thing as a sophomore slump. We've seen it. It's happened. It's real life. When teams, they get a book on a guy, now all of a sudden it's going to be harder. Is it going to be harder on C.J.? Here's Bobby Slowick talking about whether or not teams will adjust to CJ and be able to shut him down.
Yeah, we're always talking about, it kind of goes back to owning, commanding, and operating. We really embrace in that room specifically, not just understanding the offense, but understanding defense. We talk about it a lot. What's a defense do? How do they play quarters? Talk about specific techniques. And then what's our defense do? How's another team play that quarters? And then he spends time with Burke. He spends time with D'Amico. He makes sure he soaks in information from defensive coaches to hear their side. And that really, once you get that knowledge, once you get that foundation, that really is what enables us to go play against whatever the defense does, regardless of how they adjust us. It's inevitable. They're going to make changes from what they did last year. There's things we were really good at that may not present the same way this year. And that's our job to evolve and to continue to grow.
So that's what I've always said that. It looks like Dana is going to be a defensive analyst this year. I don't know if the school that he's going to is out, but he's going to be a defensive analyst. I've always said probably the smartest guys to talk about defense are offensive guys because they watch defenses every day. Right. It's what they do. They just watch defense.
Well, they know
now, not coaching it, the techniques of the position, but understanding what defenses do.
Yeah, they know how to attack defenses. They know what defenses give them the hardest time.
Exactly.
Yeah, my dad he's always said that he thinks he could switch over and maybe not teach it, but certainly consult for defensive line stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's an offensive line coach. So it makes sense.
That's all he does is watch defensive lines.
Yeah, you're watching O-line, D-line. You know what gives your guys trouble. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. So Bobby Slowick is saying we are watching and talking a lot of defense in our room. What are they going to do? And I don't know that we've seen a rookie. This is why I don't think CJ is going to have a sophomore slump. Although, are you not at all concerned about the way he played at the Jets? Are you not at all concerned about how they didn't move the ball or weren't able to score against the Ravens? I mean,
the Texans?
Yeah.
Not too much. I mean, that once again, the first time around it was his first game. The second time around they didn't have Tank Dell and still had a lead at half. It's challenging. You need the running game to be better, but I'm actually not that worried about it. I'm not that worried about it. You have Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell. That's like you're adding two players to the team that played the Ravens at the end of the year. Two major factors.
Yeah, that is true.
That's major.
That is true.
You've got a right tackle that's actually Titus Howard, and it's not, God, who was it by that time? You had your third string tackle was already out. George Fant was already out by then, right?
Yeah.
Who did you have? Your fourth string tackle?
God, I forget who.
Like, that's kind of a big deal. You had Jarrett Patterson.
Yeah, but you know what? It wasn't like there was like he was under duress, and they just didn't seem to be on all. And you're right. I mean,
it was also
with a lot more weapons.
Wasn't it 6 degrees?
It was cold, but guess what?
That cold.
It wasn't that cold in that game. That was the Chiefs game. That was super cold.
Yeah, that was a Chiefs.
It was but Keith was there. It was super cold. It was like 12 degrees.
It
was really, really cold.
Guess what? In the postseason, it's going to be cold.
Sometimes. Not at home. No, you're going to be at home. All your games are going to be super warm.
Oh, you're going to have home field advantage throughout?
You're going to have home field advantage throughout is what you just said.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, the more I think about it, I think 11-6 is the number.
That's not home field advantage throughout.
Maybe not.
No. But so you're going to have to go and win in the cold because that's just what you're going to have to do. What the thing about CJ last year, though, his ability as a rookie to read his keys and to react.
And I think recognize his mistakes, too, after the game.
Oh, yeah.
Which helps you the next time you play.
Well, not only that, right away, you recognize the mistake. I messed that up. Now I'm not going to do that again in this game or whatever. He was the exact opposite of what we thought the S2 had showed us about him, had shown us. His ability to see something and to react accordingly and hit the right guy he was light years ahead of what we've seen. And every quarterback says the same. Peyton Manning talking about him in glowing terms. Tom Brady talking about him in glowing terms. These guys know something about football.
He slowed the game down as a rookie. That's
Peyton
rare.
Manning, there was a quote, Peyton Manning talking about, and oh, by the way, Peyton Manning said, listen, that whole thing about him not showing up at the Manning camp, he had an excuse. He was doing something for the school, and he said, he told me about it. It's not like he just didn't show up. And oh, by the way, I should have said something to everybody to get off his back about it because he told me he wasn't going to be there. But those guys, Peyton Manning was like, my rookie year, I led the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
This guy, holy crap.
He didn't
that
turn
he
it
was
over.
able to do what he did against NFL defenses in his rookie year. I hope that I can't see regression. I just can't.
I can't either. And I know that that's not smart to think that way, but I just look at it, and the weapons are better this year. The offensive line on paper is healthier and better. It's his second year in the system. He doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to be bothered by celebrity and excess and the things that we saw that eventually got Deshaun. Like, I don't see the telltale trip-ups. Last year, now, you could look at if I want to try to, all right, well, build me a case that he will, Lance. Okay. Struggled against the Jets, a good defense. Didn't put touchdowns on the board against the Ravens, a good defense. You go to that. You go to, and why did he struggle so badly against the
Jets
Falcons?
The Jets was
terrible. But the Falcons, and he got hurt in that game. The Falcons and Panthers, why did he struggle there? But that was, I would argue, but then I could counter. That was the first half of the season. There was no Tank Dell, and they were beat up on the offensive line in the Ravens. Jets, there's not really the Jets are a good defense. The Jets, it was a bad game for them. But bad games happen for quarterbacks. But I can't see the regression either, which is why I think the Texans, with the defensive talent they've added, the offensive, honestly, I really feel like they should be in the top 3 for sure in the AFC. And I think they're going to be right there either with the Ravens, who still have to prove, Lamar's got to prove he can get past those big games to get to an AFC championship game. And, and Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, who I would argue the Chiefs are not as talented as the Texans are on paper now. So it's a weird dynamic, but, they still have obviously their quarterback. That's the question. Does our quarterback close the gap with their quarterback? Because if he does, the Texans on paper, to me, have a more consistent and talented group than, at skill positions, wide receiver, pass rusher, tackle. The one area that they're going to have the Texans potentially is secondary. the Chiefs have a good secondary. They have good corners, but they lost L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big loss.
That's a big loss.
They lost L'Jarius Sneed. So let's see what happens.
Chiefs offensive line, I take them over the Texans.
Yeah, I would take the Chiefs offensive line. They've got a very good center, a very good guard, and Trey Smith. I think who are the tackles again?
Morris and Taylor. Wanye, Morris, and Taylor.
Yeah, Wanye Morris has got something to prove, but Juwan Taylor's tough. He did lead the league, and I think it was holding penalties.
I don't know. They're good.
Well, it doesn't matter when their offensive line is good or bad. That's the thing that makes Patrick
right.
so special.
Well,
like,
it didn't matter with CJ either. How many guys did he ever hurt? It didn't matter last year with CJ. Hey, it matters to you. Eric Layden joining us on the other side right here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 to eat some crow. Eric Layden to eat some crow about his Astros. Okay, he played taps. That was the tombstone for this year's team. Okay, how about if your business is dead because you can't get all the stuff that you need? I've got the place for you. The local leaders in PVF supply, and that is Houston and Archie over at TPC Industrial. TPC Industrial. If you're in the oil, gas, industrial business, need product or supplies, these are the guys that can get it to you. The pipes, the valves, the fittings, the flanges, the forged steel, the couplings, the hoses, thousands of their products in stock right now. They've got them in stock. And if they don't have it in stock, they're going to find it for you, and they're going to get it to you as quickly as possible, on time. Is your PVF hose and fitting supplier, are they delivering? If they're not, we've got the guys for you. TPC Industrial. Fast service. They're right off I-10, so they got fast service, a full state-of-the-art distribution center, gives your project the right supplies and on time, in capital letters, on time. This is important. It's kind of a big deal for you. Otherwise, your guys are wasting time and you're wasting money. 346-226-3866, 346-226-3866, or TPCINDL.com.
I want to talk about Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC. Let's talk about last time I talked about Chevy. Let me talk about the GMC. GMC Acadia is that SUV, the crossover size SUV that really has a great look. They have the size on the interior that you're looking for. It's dropped a little lower to the ground, but gives you pretty good gas mileage as well, good safety features, and really is going to be a lot less than those standard big SUVs that so many people drove for so many years. It's an option that many people look towards pickup truck drivers, the ones who just like the way it looks and like the interior, you're going to love the GMC Sierra pickup truck. Very powerful engine. So for those who are looking for the cargo carrying, the cargo carrying aspects, they want the powerful engine that can haul boats and your jet skis or whatever the case may be. They've got that going for you as well. You know what you want. I mean, chances are this is not going to be your first vehicle. If you are looking for that, they've got that for you as well. But you know what you want. You just want to find a company that is going to give you good prices, good trade-in value, and treat you right during the car buy experience. You don't want to be hassled and hustled. And that is going to be out in Angleton at Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC. That's Gulf Coast Chevy Buick GMC in Angleton.
It's not funny. What? Yeah. Nice, Del.
And all across the Lone Star State, we're
That's
Texas proud,
right
and we shout it loud. Our brand of
baseball
is great. Our outfield has plenty of muscle.
You playing the Twitch is like you playing to the lowest common denominator,
They love RJ.
You got to play to your crowd, okay?
And that's it. Congratulations, your base is Twitch.
So the reason that they'll play taps was when Lance was on vacation in early May, Eric Layden, superstar actor, okay, out in, Mr. Hollywood, he came in. We were at Klein's Jewelry, the new one on I-10.
By the way, you blame me for playing taps. I wasn't playing taps.
You told him to play.
No, I didn't. Aaron told the producer back.
Who was it, Sean?
I think it was either Austin or Sean, one of the two.
One of those
And you're
two.
blaming me for that.
Well, yeah, but I got to blame you. Anyway, so you can't control your producers?
I was here.
You're the producer.
I was the engineer.
You're the
that
executive
day.
producer of this
I was
station.
the engineer. No, I am not.
Okay.
Clearly.
So anyway, the Astros had just lost to the Yankees again, 9-4. They were 12-24. And Eric Layden had the producer, I don't know who it was, play taps that this season was over. And then he made a bet with me and lost that because the Astros won the finale of that series. They were 13-24 at the time, 12-24 the day before, and Eric Layden played taps. That was the tombstone moment. For those of you who don't know, the tombstone moment for the Astros back in 2005 was when the Chronicle, mid-season.
It was not a good mid-season for the Astros.
No.
Coming off of a very good National League Championship Series where they lost to the who beat them?
The Cardinals?
Was it
That
Cardinals?
was the Cardinals year.
Well, they beat the Cardinals in 05 to go to the World Series, too. So
Yeah, but then
did they lose
Jim
to them that
Edmonds
year?
with the diving catch.
Yeah, and Carlos Beltran, one of the greatest hot streaks we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So everyone was hyped up for 05. And it wasn't going well.
And it was going well. It was terrible. And the Chronicle put up the tombstone. And after that, the Astros took off and went to the World Series. And now Eric Layden is the new tombstone guy playing taps. Eric Layden joining us right now from his palatial estate in California. Eric, how do you feel right now that you are the catalyst for this turnaround?
John, Lance, this is just once again, I prove my sacrifice for the city of Houston. I did it in 2017 with the blindfold, willing to blindfold myself to get the Astros a W, not watch games. And now, put my reputation on the line and announce them dead, have have Taps played, fold the flag, hand it to the city of Houston, 7-gun salute. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to sacrifice my reputation in order to do whatever it takes to try to turn this team around. And once again, it worked.
Well, you didn't mean to do it. You literally thought they were dead. Okay. You thought they were dead. And you just don't believe in your team. Apparently, you haven't been watching the last 7 years of Astros baseball. Apparently, you are a non-believer. Now, do you believe?
I believe more, John. I believe more. This team has gone on quite a streak. This has been a great run. Last 6 weeks, great run. Since I called Taps, great run. This team is this pitching needs to get bolstered in the next 2 weeks if they want to have a legitimate shot. Arrighetti, Blanco well past his innings count. Bloss is not the answer, no matter how good he looks in any sort of high leverage situation in the playoffs. Like I don't think what are you going to get from a 55-year-old JV? So I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what he does at the deadline. I certainly am surprised that they're going to be buyers. I was sure they would be sellers. I, for one, thought this was a team that should go ahead and sell, get rid of some bigger pieces in anticipation that they weren't going to be here anyway next year, and start to try to bolster up for next year so that we, didn't take a huge decline if we lost big names. But it doesn't look like that's the case. I was wrong. I stand corrected. But no, I don't think this is a team that can make – because like I said when I was there, this is not about making the playoffs. We're well past that. This is an Astros organization. That can't be the goal like it was in 2004, 2005, or even in, 2015. This is World Series or bust. So, and I don't think this team has constructed, even on the run they're on, I don't think this team has constructed has what it takes.
There it is, doubting again.
Let's be real. Eric, I mean, look, you came on here graciously to take John's crap, but John's celebrating the Bill O'Brien version of the Astros. This 9-7 make the playoffs wild card edition of the Astros
this is a World Series championship team, and you two don't believe.
Look, I hope this team does win a World Series. It's great for what we do here, and it's great for the city. But you bring on Eric after they drop a game to the A's and don't score a run. And then they lose to the A's. They
got swept by the White Sox when they won in 22.
They lose to the Mariners. Okay, because this team mirrors the 22 team. They might as well be playing in the AL South. Is what they're doing right now.
They are playing it. They're playing. The AL West is worse.
I know they're playing in the Bill O'Brien version of the AL South.
Yeah.
That's what they're playing in.
Listen. This team is going to turn it on, and they're going to win. This is going to be the greatest season in Astros history. With these injuries,
John, what is the record? What is the Astros' record against winning teams versus their record against teams that are below 500? I mean, the competition. I have no doubt that veterans are going to come through if they do make it to the playoffs. That they will come through and do what they do because experience matters in those situations. But in 7-game series with this pitching rotation, they will get exposed, and they will get exposed very quickly.
So
we still have a trade we still have a trade deadline.
When Baltimore was here, they swept them. Just took 2 out of 3 from Seattle. Okay. Minnesota, you lost 2 out of 3, but that's okay.
Lost 2 out of 3 to the Rangers.
They're not a winning team.
And they're only
not a winning team.
They're only 4 games behind you, by the way.
Not a winning team.
He
asked about teams with winning records.
I'm just pointing out
so
the
you're
overall.
Pointing out.
They're 4 games
stick to
up.
The facts, sir.
I am.
Stick to the facts.
Here's some facts. They're 4 games up on the Rangers, and so we're
beat Milwaukee.
We keep focusing on. We keep focusing on the Mariners, but this is a 3-team race.
Okay.
Let's be honest about it, and they're not getting any distance from the team behind them.
They're not. And the other thing, John, if I injected you with truth serum, you know damn well this is not about making the playoffs. This is about
it's about winning a World Series
and competing a World Series.
No, it's winning the World Series. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing here.
This pitching rotation as constructed. Now let's talk in 2 weeks after the trade deadline. But this pitching rotation as constructed right now is not winning a World Series.
Oh, I don't know if you heard about a guy named JV. I don't know if you heard
He just called him 55 years old.
A 55-year-old, okay. Luis Garcia, ever heard of him?
Is he going to pitch?
Rocking the baby, okay?
It's illegal.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Illegal. He can't do it anymore.
I know. We don't even know if he can pitch without rocking the baby anymore.
We don't even know if he can pitch yet.
We don't know if Dancing with the Stars Garcia can actually abide by the pitch clock.
Well, and by the way, I don't know if you heard. There's a guy named Lance McCullers waiting in the wings.
No,
okay.
He's not pitching anymore.
Yeah, $17 million a year.
Dana Brown didn't even mention him the other day.
No, he didn't.
No.
We don't have to. Well, you know what we're going to do? Kyle Tucker's coming back. Trading for a first baseman. What? Yep, going to out-hit them all. That's what we're going to do.
I will say, I don't believe, and I haven't heard y'all's take on it, but I don't believe that we don't have enough capital nor room to go find some great hitter and a great pitcher. I don't believe. I mean, unless we're trading like a really valuable piece. But if you could only do one, to me, this lineup, as anemic as it sounds sometimes, I feel like it's not the lineup. I think it's the pitching. The pitching is what has to get better. You have to go get a pitcher. The lineup over this stretch, this unbelievable stretch you're talking about right now, produced. And I think it's not pretty, and you're going to have kind of weird situations where you have a Lidmus at first or Dubon at first, but I don't think that the lineup is as troublesome as the rotation, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't either. I just the numbers are eventually going to catch up with some of these pitchers, and I just think they need to add a.
I think you need more. I think you need more in the lineup
before trade deadline.
I think you need more in the lineup.
Pitching wins
championships.
Yeah,
but does Josh Bell excite you at first base? I mean,
no.
Stop that.
Josh Bell, no.
Hey, Eric.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think you're going to find. Who do you think you're going to go get at first base?
It could be Alonso. I guess Christian Walker's not in the mix anymore. Alonso
Paredes?
probably. Maybe Paredes. We'll see. You'll see. They're going to do something. Listen. If I know Jim Crane, what we see out of Jim Crane every year is he's going to do something. He ain't scared to pull the trigger and make this team great again. Okay, that's what he's going to do. He is going to make this team, make the Astros great again. Okay, that's what our owner do.
MAGA.
That's right. It's literally you could wear the same hat, MAGA.
Make Astros great again.
And just replace the regular A with that Astros A, and you're good. Yep. Or the star.
With the star.
Yeah.
Eric, so John is moving to California. He's going to be.
I know. Congratulations.
Yeah,
John.
he's going to be bi, so he's going to come back and forth between
I'm going to be bi-coastal, not bi.
Well, I just didn't want to. I wanted to shorten it up and just say you're going to be bi.
The third coast,
John is
the left coast and the third coast.
He's exploring being bi now.
It's Gulf Coast. You're West Coast and Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast, yeah. So, can you give him any hints and can you prepare him? You know John a little bit. Can you prepare him for what he needs to know? I don't know if you know this, but he watched his first baseball game unwittingly in a gay bar. He didn't know that was going to be the case. That was owned by somebody who works for the Dodgers, and he said he had a nice time there, but he didn't go back the second day because he didn't want to, quote unquote, give them the wrong impression.
He did say that, yes.
So I was just.
Well, and you know what? I've been around John to know enough that being around him 2 days, he has the ability to give you the wrong impression. So that's smart. That was smart for him to stay away. My advice to you, if you're going to be watching Astros games, is to buy that case of Coors Light and watch them in the comfort of your own home on a flat screen. Now you're going to have to get the MLB app, right? Yeah. You're gonna have to subscribe to MLB.tv so you can watch all the Astros on the space, or you could try to steal it, like I'm sure Dell and Lance do.
Whoa.
You don't know that about us, sir.
Yeah, how dare you?
He gets that. The stealing stuff hits a little home for Eric, who is in the entertainment business.
Yeah,
that whole piracy thing. They're not really super excited about that.
He may be being a little reckless, but he's not. It's not untrue.
Eric, I paid for Apple TV and watched you die in that show.
Wow.
I paid for that. Okay.
Wow.
When I watched you die on that platform, I paid for that.
Well, I hope you immediately cancel your subscription after that. Yeah, John, you're going to have to be careful, but you're going to have to get the MLB package. That's for first. You got to do that.
Are there
and
any?
Then,
is there any other advice
you're
for a
gonna have to be
bi-coastal
careful
man?
wearing Astros gear. What's that?
Is there any other advice for a bi-man in LA that you want to give him?
Yeah.
I'm a bi-coastal man. You guys keep forgetting a word. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Because if you're bi-curious or I think they call it gender fluid now, then you're gonna feel at home in LA.
Wait, is that you, John, or no? No, that's not him.
I think it's really not me.
Are you coastal?
Listen, I didn't even get hit on in that bar.
He's coastal
okay, I was
curious,
a little
definitely.
disappointed. Maybe my game's slipping a little, but I think they got the impression that I really wasn't interested.
Well, if you'd have gone back a second
Does
day.
John need to know, like, what does he need to know about where does he throw his cups and stuff? Because there's always like 17 different bins everywhere.
What type of straw?
What kind of straws? What kind of cups?
Oh,
what
they're all paper straws.
A lot of paper straws. A lot of paper straws. You got to get 4 or 5 of them. You can't finish an entire
or
drink
finish
with
it
a paper
really
straw.
fast. Yeah.
Or finish it really straight. Or, I mean, I just wouldn't use a straw. That might be one of the reasons they think you're bi is if you're using the straw.
Right. Right. No.
So
I
maybe
usually just drink right out of the glass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I just go straight out of the glass. I tamper down the Astros gear around town. Usually doesn't sit well. That team in particular.
Right. You know what I was surprised about,
still a
Eric?
little icy.
You know what I was surprised about? There wasn't more Dodgers gear. I mean, I was there for a week, and I saw very few people wearing Dodger gear.
But were you in the right place?
Every once in a while, a Laker.
But you weren't down, like...
But it's very little.
What is considered
home team?
Kind of depends on where you were,
Yeah.
John. Kind of depends on where you were. I mean, you get over in Echo Park, you get over in a little closer to the east side.
East LA,
you closer to Dodger Stadium, East LA.
No, I'm going to be living near. Actually, I'm about 10, 15 minutes from Dodger Stadium.
You're not going to be at East Los.
No, I'm not going to be in East Los much. I don't
Stop acting like you're in East Los.
I mean, most importantly, John, we've got some golf in our future, which is good. I can take you some good tracks out here.
Yes, and yes. We got to break it here, Eric. We appreciate you, man.
All right,
As
guys.
always, thank you for
Good to
helping
talk
out
to
the
you.
team with your taps. Okay, we appreciate that.
Got it. We'll
Taking
check
one
in
for
after
the
the
team.
deadline.
Taking one for the team. Right now, though, we're talking about Aqueduct Plumbing, and one of our buddies texts Lance and says, "What's the number to the plumbing company?" I mean, haven't you listened to this show?
There are 3 people.
You need that number in your phone.
Listen to this show.
Because you never know when you're going to have a plumbing emergency.
You listen to this show. You listen to Mopey and Mapes. We're all talking about Aqueduct Plumbing.
Yeah,
What's your problem?
He gets to talk about it too.
Well, not on this show. But the point is, listen, from 7 to 12, we're all telling you to go to Billy Brown and Aqueduct Plumbing Company.com.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And put this phone number in your phone because you're going to need it at some point. I never needed a plumber for, I don't know how many years we owned a house. And then I needed them 3 times in a month. So here it is, 281-488-6238. 281-488-6238. Have that number in your phone because you're going to need Billy at some point. And you want a guy that's going to come to your home and do it, come absolutely free.
Yeah, he doesn't charge to come out there. That's the way people leverage you into. They say, well, it's $75 or $85 to come out there and discover what the problem is. And then if you use us, we will apply that to your payment. Billy doesn't even have to do that. Aqueduct Plumbing Company says, yeah, listen, we'll come out there and tell you what's going on for free. And we're going to trust that you trust us enough to call to come out there and find the problem, that you're going to use us to do the work for you as well. So there's no additional $85 that goes into this at all. They'll go find the problem. They'll go fix the problem, and they do it at a reasonable price. Our friends are at Aqueduct Plumbing Company. That's aqueductplumbingcompany.com.
Hey, time to talk about my peeps over at over at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag, promo code BET975. MyBookie.ag has all of the bets that you could possibly want. We were just talking about, hey, what are the Astros right now to win the World Series? Go there and bet on them. Bet on your Astros right now to win the World Series, because then paying big, and this will be the greatest. I told you this is the greatest season in Astros history. When they win the World Series and you win big money on it because you bet on them, well, what? If you're looking for the best way to play, win and get paid, futures bets, now is the time to get there to bet on your football. All of your MVP betting, your Rookie of the Year betting, your under-over number of wins betting, totals. It's the time to get to MyBookie right now. MyBookie.ag, promo code BET975. It's the place. It is fantastic, easy to navigate. You'll love the site. You'll love that they're going to give you a bonus just for signing up. It's the time. It's time now. Get there. MyBookie.ag, promo code BET975.
You are listening to Houston's longest-running sports radio morning show. From the Veritex Community Bank Studios, here's John and Lance.
Welcome back here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. We are way behind. You notice we're supposed to go to break right now, Del?
Well, you invited.
Can you control this show?
You invited that turncoat on the show, and look what happened.
Yeah, well, that is a fact. He kind of is. He really kind of is. He gave up on his, he gave up on his team.
He's not a turncoat. He literally watches the Astros every game and is raising his sons right as
and
Astros
gave
fans
up on them.
That is
in La Jolla, California.
Quitter, and he quit on the team very early.
He did quit.
He didn't quit. He had doubts.
And he quit.
No, he quit.
He had
Like
doubts.
He buried them.
You wanted to trade everybody away.
He had doubts.
Time to trade and get something and
That's
bolster
right.
the minor league system.
That's right.
Instead of winning World Series.
No, we need to bolster to this day. Now's a great time to trade Jordan.
After you just signed him to a long-term deal.
Trade Jordan.
How about this? I just got this email from our Houston Texans. Season tickets are gone.
Season tickets sold out.
Sold out.
Boy,
I mean, that's like, okay, we're now amazed at this when it was 20 years of every single year of a waiting list.
But look how quick it came back. Bill O'Brien had tried to tell you years ago, this is a football town, and it always will be.
It's been a couple of years. But it is nice. And now it would really be nice. Now, last year, I don't know if you know this, but all that lower bowl behind the visitors' bench was Texans season ticket holders, and it was filled with the opposing team's fans. You know, it would be really, really nice if all you season ticket holders this year actually went to the games and not sold your tickets to the opposing team. That'd be great.
Instead of having your head coach out there like, please, fans, can we have some more? Could you please come to the games?
More fans,
more fans, please.
There was a lot of begging last year.
There was a lot of begging.
That was kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, you have to win them back, but they won them back. Just remember the stories we heard about people who couldn't, like, I can't, guys, I'm trying to give them away for free.
Yeah, no.
The stories
no
that
one
came
will
from the
take
guy
them.
to your right.
I don't know how many times I turned down tickets.
Yeah.
You want to go to the game? No. Why would I want to go to the
We're
game?
not talking about even last year. We're talking about the year like
before,
2 or 3 years
year before. No. I gave up my season tickets, and I said, no, why would I go there? It's terrible. I mean, it's the inconvenience. And now, it wasn't a lot of traffic because there weren't a lot of people there. But to go, and now this year it's going to be an event. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be I hope it's going to be a great atmosphere. I hope so. I know this, the very first game at home is going to be the Bears. Bears fans travel hard. Bears fans will be in that. Remember when the Cowboys were playing the Bears in Dallas and the Bears fans, there were more Bears fans there than Cowboy fans?
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears will travel. Don't sell your tickets to
Too
Bear
bad.
fans.
And they've
You can't
got
tell people what to do. They're going to.
And they've got something to be excited about. So
Who, the Bears?
They're going to be even more willing to travel.
Their second ever game
to go see
with
Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to come down here. Well, it'll be hot down here. It'll be
Just
hot in
don't
Chicago.
sell your tickets.
Yeah.
But that's hard to tell people if they can pay off about a quarter of their season tickets with payment with one game, they're going to do it. Some are. Maybe that early in the year, maybe not.
I don't know. We should be excited about this team and not think about selling the tickets, but actually going and enjoying the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that?
Signed me, who doesn't have season tickets.
I had mine forever, and I went to games, and I loved them.
Did you ever sell yours?
Never sold them. Not
You
once.
didn't?
Never.
John is a great American hero.
No.
I had Rockets tickets I sold, but only when I wasn't going there. I would say my father-in-law had the tickets, and I was in charge of the tickets, but that was only if we weren't going, and they weren't going to be the opposite fans. In football, it's totally different. In football, the opposing fans are looking for your tickets.
Yeah. They went to waste a lot. I can tell you that. My season tickets.
Why?
Because no one went.
Why didn't you go?
Well, I went a lot of times, but sat up with my buddy and didn't sit in my seats.
In the upper deck, or?
Yeah, when you say sat up with your buddy, what does that mean?
Yeah, I sat with my buddy.
Where was your buddy?
At the game.
Where was your buddy?
Yeah, but you got to have a ticket to get in.
Seats.
What seats? Where were they?
They were actually in the end zone, in the corner. Yeah.
What level?
Third level. Third level.
Club?
Not club, per se.
Per se.
Could your game ticket get you into his seats?
My
you had
my
game
credential
tickets?
did.
Oh, your credential could get you there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I'll have to try that move.
Yeah, you'll get that. Go get it. Yeah, get credentials.
When's the last time I went to the game as a credentialed medium?
It's been
I
years,
used to go
right?
all the time, only just
Pre-COVID.
Went to the
Yeah, he would get in and then go hang out with his buddy.
I did that all the time.
That was his move.
That's it.
I haven't gone since before COVID.
No?
The team has sucked.
Yeah, they have. But I went last year to 3. I went 3 times last year.
Did you
It
really?
was fun, yeah.
Well, no, I went as a credential member. I went
to a preseason game.
I went to the playoffs game, the playoff games against the Browns. Oh no, I went twice. Snacks, I went to the Colts game because we got tickets for that, and Snacks wanted to go see the Colts, so we went there. But I paid for those, not as a credential member, and then I paid for or Solis had tickets to he's a season ticket holder. We went to the playoff game.
So you credited.
I went to 4 games last year.
You defended Eric Layden for being not a turncoat, for teaching his sons to be Astro fans, and yet you have a Colt fan in your midst.
Yeah.
Have you haven't broken him out of that yet?
No, he's never. And in fact, he hates this. He's like, I hate this. He is so mad at the Texans for getting good players. He was mad at Ballard for his free agency. He didn't think he did anything. When Stephon Diggs got signed, my son threw a hissy fit. When the Texans got him, he thinks the Texans are way overrated. The people talk about them all the time, and they never talk enough about the Colts and what the Colts have. I mean, he hates Houston now. He hates the city of Houston. Although he likes the Rockets.
How are you raising him?
He likes the Rockets and Astros. He just hates the Texans.
Wow, that's just terrible.
He hates the Texans.
You're not a good parent.
He hates the Texans.
I've said that for years. So
Ballard grew up here and was a Steelers fan.
Well, they were.
I mean, that was considered the worst.
So no wonder Snacks takes after him.
Yeah.
So Ian Rappaport's tweeting about the Texans. We were just talking about their sold-out streak. Well, at least their not sold-out streak being ended. First time they sold out season tickets since 2019.
Yeah.
And according to Cal McNair, who spoke, we want all of our fans to get here early and be loud each week.
And stay late.
The field.
Also.
He didn't say all that. We take the field at NRG Stadium. So
be loud.
Be proud.
Wear orange.
Stay ready.
White or something.
Be loud. Be proud. Be ready.
And stay late. Stay till the end of the game.
Stand by.
Stand back.
Stand by.
Stroud boys.
Come and take it.
Stroud boys. Stand by and stand back.
Come and take it. That's what he said.
Come take our division title.
Yeah. So try. That's what we want you to do.
I hope somebody does try to take our division title. I really do.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens.
We got a break. We got News of the Weird coming your way next. All right, now I got Doc Linville. I was at my sister-in-law's yesterday, and she was sitting on the counter. She said, "Man, your hair looks really good. It looks really, really good." And I was like, "Well, thank you." And it's all because of Doc Linville.
Y'all have conversations like that?
She said it. There's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. I mean, if she wants to compliment my hair, then
is
what am I
Wendy
gonna
okay
do?
with that?
Wendy was fine with it. She was like, "Yeah, it looks great." Wendy wants the duck thing tail though, and I'm like.
That's what Ralph Tresvant had with New Edition back
I was
in
like,
the day.
Tail.
awful.
it is
I'm like,
love,
Wendy.
Why does she want to dress you like it's the 80s?
She wants it slick back. Like she wants me to be a Goomba.
She wants you to be Pat Riley?
She thought when she married you, you were a Goomba. Be more Goomba.
Yeah, she wants me to be.
She didn't marry John Grant. She married John Granado.
Does she have visions of 80s, 90s Pat Riley in her head?
What
she
want? She said this. Take the oil off your face and just put it in your hair.
She didn't say that.
That's my life right there. Here's the deal. Your life can be happy, too, talking about how great your hair looks if you've got Doc Linville in your life. I got Doc Linville in my life. I love it. Neo-grafting is the best way to do this. It's so easy, so simple, painless. He's got a 3-day anesthetic anyway. It's perfect. You're looking for a great way. You can just do the PRP as well. You want hair. You need hair. Have hair. It's better than saying, oh, man, you look like a mangy dog with that hair. No, you want to have hair. 975hair.com. Del, I don't know where Lance went. Del, if a seagull took your daughter's French fries, how would you react?
That's life, young lady. We'll get him next time.
That's not how a New Jersey man reacted. He decapitated the seagull.
Yeah, it's aggressive. It's one fry, and you're kind of in their hood at that point. Usually, you're in their neighborhood. If they snatch a fry off you, okay, it's a fry. She can eat another one.
Did the seagull pay for those fries?
No, but
did the seagull? Is it the seagull's fry or is it your daughter's fry?
If the seagull snatches it off your daughter,
well,
then it's
the
seagull
needs to be decapitated.
Did that person pay for their murder of the seagull?
That's exactly what.
So
happened.
He caught the seagull and then cut its head off.
Cut its head off.
With what? With what tool?
I don't care.
Samurai sword.
Let me ask you a
one
question.
Of those around?
Your family gets shipwrecked. What's the first thing that you guys pledge to each other?
We won't eat each other.
Thank you. A family was shipwrecked for 38 days, and they pledged that they would not eat each other. And guess what?
What?
They didn't eat each other.
Yeah, that's the first thing you tell everyone. We're not eating each other.
I did see that show, Yellow Jackets?
Well, you saw.
And then I also saw that movie
Yeah.
that's based on a true story where there was a plane crash.
Alive?
But they were no. It was even better than that.
This happened in 1972.
Yeah,
and that was before people knew not to eat each other.
When did that happen?
When did people become more aware of that?
After watching that movie Alive.
Yeah, the plane crash of the Argentinian rugby team or whatever, where there were once you died, it was. I mean, we're gonna let this go to waste?
Yeah. 1 in 6 Tory voters will likely die before the next election. If you know that you got a 1 in 6 shot of dying, would you vote Tory or not?
Well, the voters are the ones.
Yeah, the voters.
We are what?
1 in 6 Tory voters
is
are
it
going
because
to
they're
die.
older, or is it because people are picking them off because they're Tory voters?
I think no. If you don't vote,
they're older.
If you vote Tory, people are going to kill you.
No, that's not what it is.
Oh,
they're older.
Yeah, it's because they're older. Labor's much younger voter base means only
It's
1
really,
in 19.
Think of it this way: Tories are old school Republicans, what we used to have here, and then the
Labor is
the Labor's
communist.
old school Democrats. Labor's not communist, Mister. Just because you work in a blue collar job doesn't make you a communist.
A human finger was found in a Tacoma driveway.
That's what happens when you get those shoes he
ID'd
wears.
and returned to the owner. How happy would you be if you got your finger back?
Very.
Wouldn't
very
you be happy?
How about but if you didn't put it on ice, what I've learned is when that stuff happens, you're supposed to put it on ice. So here's your finger. Well, I mean, too late now. It's dead. His finger died, so who cares?
Oh, my goodness. Disney does it again. They have eliminated a long-time Magic Kingdom character because of fears of alcoholism.
Who?
Liver Lips McGrowell.
I've never heard of this guy.
I know. There he is. Right there. You might have seen him before. No. There's Liver Lips McGrowell.
I've never heard of Liver Lips McGrowell.
Apparently,
this isn't
Liver
a real
Lips
story.
has something to do with...
Who is this?
I don't know.
I've never heard of this.
Liver Lips McGrowell.
What do you mean Disney does this again? The company that employs Wendy?
Yes. Stop being so politically correct. Liver Lips is awesome. So he has a drinking problem. Okay? Kids need to learn about stuff like this, too.
Many kids already know about that with their parents.
Many kids need to know.
Hey, maybe they're trying to get away from that by going to the park.
Man, just gets such a bad name drinking. It's a terrible name. We are done. We will talk to you again tomorrow, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Delbert and his
That's
sidekick.
Not my name. He's not my sidekick.
Right here on ESPN.
Is Lance
He's
your
got a hat on.
sidekick?
Delbert and the bandana next. Right here on ESPN 97.5.
That's not a great name for a show.
92.5. Time to talk about Chastang Ford. Tell some of my peeps over there at Chastang Ford. I love what Chastang Ford has done for me, and you'll love what Chastang Ford is going to do for you. Again, the most important thing is that you get that vehicle at a price that you can afford, a price that you can live with, a price that won't choke you every month trying to make those payments. It's just, that's the worst. Please don't do that. Go to Chastang Ford and get into that vehicle that's going to be perfect for you, where they're not going to add on to the price. They're not going to add on with tinted windows or heated seats or sunroof, or get the vehicle the way that you want it. Get that perfect car for you, customized how you want it, not how they want it. Chastang Ford doesn't care. You know what? Get into that vehicle as inexpensively as possible. That's great by them. Other dealerships, not so much. You're looking for the best way to get that vehicle perfect for you, with the best in service as well. Then go see my peeps. Tell them you heard it right here. It's on 610 at Homestead, not Hempstead, just 5 minutes from downtown. ChastangFord.com.
sometimes you have to adapt. Sean informed me he's got to start a show, so I'm going to adapt to that. He'll be back. He's got to do a little recording thing before he is full in on this show. But, typically we would start with what happened last night with the Astros. And I don't know what we call the combination, the Dubon, Diaz, and the other Diaz. I mean, we know about the Killer Bees. Hell, we have a show named the Killer Bees. Do we call them the Triple Ds, the Droopy Ds, because of what happened last night? But overall, we can get to funny nicknames for that trio, but I do want to talk about Trash Ass Lance for like a minute or two. I don't know how long this is going to go. I walk into the studio after, 3 hours producing John and Lance. A fine show, an established show. Some might think of them as legends. I would say washed, but washed legends I think we can go with. I walk in here excited to do the show, excited to talk about a lot of things. We got plenty to discuss. We've got Joe Mixon missing another day of Texans practice. So while D'Amico Ryan says he's fine, I'm not sure we're going to get a real update on him unless he doesn't make it back in the next couple of days. Then you're going to have to ask some questions and have him answered about the seriousness of his injury. Dalton Schultz is back, so that was a typical veteran rest day. So the Joe Mixon thing stands out. But so, like I said, a lot to discuss. A new TNT deal, which may mean Barkley, Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq are going to be around for a long time. There's some legalese behind that. But that is trumped in this first segment by this dirty, used tissue paper that Lance left in the studio. I don't know what it's for. I'm not paying attention to him very much. I don't know if he was wiping his nose, and which means I'm not going to touch it. I don't know if he's out of the building, but we're going to have a discussion. I know there have been others who have followed him who have taken issue with how he leaves the work environment. Well, this one, beyond the rings on the table, beyond leaving coffee spots on that table, the dirty tissue is rough. It's rough. So, I mean, the fact that Trash Ass Lance is in my phone is apropos. What are we doing here? Just have some respect for your fellow worker. He's never had it. At least there's not a burger around, so you can steal that from an intern. But we move on. Didn't take that long to work that out. We're just going to have a talk after the segment if he's still in the building. But what happened last night was the Astros going down to a team who actually is playing really good baseball recently. The A's and the Astros were very similar over the last 17 games or so as far as their records. I think they were maybe one was 10-5, the other was 10-6, something around those lines. But the A's have been playing much better baseball than you might imagine. They're an afterthought in all of baseball. They're an afterthought in this division, even beyond the Angels, who no one cares about anymore. It's a Rangers, Mariners, and Astros division. I say the Rangers because the Rangers are only 4 games back. As bad as they've been, as much as Astros fans want to bury them because, they won the title last year and they fall back down to earth. You would like to be in a position where we can pretend like the Rangers World Series is like the Celtics World Series, where no one cares. Of course, the Celtics will be a much better team than the Rangers have been so far this year. The Celtics probably are the odds-on favorite to win it. I haven't looked at the odds, but I imagine that's the case. The Rangers not so much. They've been bad, but because the Astros play in the AL South, it's still a 3-team race. So the Rangers are 4 games back. The Astros are tied, even in percentage points now, with the Mariners for first place. The Astros have played 2 less games. It was just a game where they had chances early. I mean, Arrighetti giving up what he gave up, to be expected. I mean, you're not going to get sterling performances from Spencer Arrighetti night after night or start after start. He's just not that pitcher right now. Young pitcher shouldn't even be in this position. He is because of injury. But when you get 2 guys on the first couple innings, and then you've got Diaz striking out, you've got the first Diaz, Yiner, the one you expect something from. And then you got those awful at-bats in the next inning from Aledmus and Chaz. It's a rough start. Eventually the A's got something going. Dubon kicked the ball around to allow another run to score. So I was kind of workshopping some things in the previous show. The guys didn't want to be involved. They didn't want to be involved in my foolishness. But, Sean, you like foolishness, so we'll do this here. So if Diaz, and Dubon are all in the lineup, and they have a poor day, I think they can just be called the Triple Ds, period, because, I mean, why not make the playoff for the Killer Bees? But if they're having a bad night, do we call them? What do we call them? Is disappointing D's? That doesn't hit, right?
No, I don't like that. I don't like I think we can do better than disappointing.
I like alliteration, so I like the adjective or the descriptor to begin with the D as well. I mean, there's certainly depending on the word I use, it could make you think of other things, and maybe that's my whole purpose. Who knows what I'm trying to do here, right? But I felt like their performance was droopy last night. But what else can we use? Droopy D's may make people a little uncomfortable. What else can we use when those guys, or when they're great? Because if they're all in the lineup and they're great, a good nickname is appropriate too. But I felt like last night deserved at least a mention that all three of those guys were poor in different ways.
Yeah, I think definitely when you trick off a ball in left field, like Dubon did.
Yes.
I think that you definitely open yourself up to being called the Droopy D's because it was a droopy performance.
It was.
Not just the at-bats, but even in the field.
Even in the field, it was an all-around droopy day from all three of them. Aledmus, I barely blame. He shouldn't be on this roster. The Astros have a first base problem.
He's the Greg Kessinger.
Yeah. I mean,
he's like, I guess he's not, I'm not sure how much better he is than Greg Kessinger. It's just Greg Kessinger we trust more. If you're Joe Espada in the Astros, it just seems like, yeah, he's been around. We trust him. Where Greg Kessinger is on the roster and just doesn't play for weeks on end.
Yeah, Ledmus has had big hits in the past. Joe Espada recognizes at times that guy has been okay, and maybe even better than okay. There was a run for Ledmus Diaz. I forget the year where he was one of the Astros' most important chess pieces, where he could be put in different positions, and he was having a pretty good stretch. Not the case right now. There's a reason he was available. We've seen him, and it's not a lot of at-bats, but they're not encouraging. And I do like the schizophrenia of Astros Twitter when they discuss this team, because taking the lead in Seattle, taking the division lead, and winning those first two was like, we're inevitable. Like, Major League Baseball must hate us because no matter what, there are going to be postseason games in Minute Maid. And then the last couple of days, it's like, what, this team needs help, a lot of help. And I guess it could be both. And the Astros are apparently positioned to, at least they want to put themselves in a position to go get a bat. That's what John Heyman said. We'll hear from him when we come back. John Heyman has brought a new name to the table as far as interest and maybe a potential impact player. Eric called us yesterday and asked about the Mariners and the Astros and who could be a name that could impact this race and who's more likely to make that type of deal. I said the Mariners because they had more to offer. I thought the Astros might stick with pitching, which might be in the cards too, but Heyman was on an MLB Network with Robert Flores, and he brought up a potential hitter that I don't think many people had thought of. Pete Alonso was a name people had thought of, Walker as well. That has changed, and maybe a new name gets added to the guys. Dana Brown and the rest of the Astros brass is trying to figure out how much it would take to get. So we'll get into what John Heyman said when we come back. Julian, I see you. You want to talk about nicknames. I mean, considering what you say, I don't know if I want to welcome you into this conversation. But, hey, you called in. Anyone else want to call in? 713-780-3776. So we're just getting started. A couple things I mentioned we'll get to TNT might be not out of the race as far as being a rights holder for the NBA. We'll hear from Ime Udoka and Reed Shepherd and what he thinks of him. It looks like an 18-game schedule is something that's coming around. Will they give the teams another bye? It's the NFL, so probably not. But 18-game schedule, get ready for it. We'll get to that. And the Mariners suffer an injury we'll talk about as well. So plenty of stuff to get to. And former Astro wins an MVP. Not former Astro. Former Rocket wins an MVP. We'll talk about that as well. J-Gup wins an MVP. Shout out to J-Gup. And if you don't know who that is, I don't blame you. It's his social media handle. We'll talk about him at some point in this show as well. So a lot to get to. Julian, we'll get to you when we come back. Just getting started. We'll be back.
This is the Del Olaleye Show
on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Broadcasting live from the Veritex Community Bank Studios, here's Del Olaleye.
Welcome back to the show. We're trying to figure out nicknames for the trio of Dubon, Diaz, and Diaz. I thought Droopy D's when they don't play well. I thought we should also find something for when they do play well, particularly if they lead to a big win. Ed Cypress says call them the devastating D's. That works when they win or lose. I like devastating D's. That's not bad. Julian, who is known to turn a phrase that really upsets everyone, he has a nickname, I think, for Diaz, and Dubon. What's up, Julian?
Good morning, guys. So I think maybe Tenacious D's or the nuts.
No, okay, beat it. Okay. All right, Sean. I am quick to pull the trigger on a suspension. What do you think? You gonna let this one go?
Yeah, that's a charming.
Is it? Well, you're laughing, so I guess it is charming to you.
The judge can't laugh and then give you.
Yeah, he can't laugh. Find the man humorous and then put him in jail for a week.
Yeah,
that's a rough beat.
Yeah, Tenacious D's would have been great, but they
no longer kind of exist anymore.
Yeah, they broke up.
Jack Black was
very recently. Actually,
Jack Black was like, "Excuse me, what am I hearing from social media?" All right, I gotta throw Kyle Glass under this bus. Is that his name? What's his last name?
I forgot. I thought it was Kyle Glass.
I think it is Kyle Glass. I might have said that.
Todd Glass?
I think that might be a comedian.
Oh, okay. Then Kyle Glass.
But either way, Tenacious D no longer exists for now because Jack Black couldn't take the heat. Said, "Hey man, assassination attempt jokes, and people are going to get upset about it. I'm gonna have to disassociate myself with my longtime comedic partner. I guess it happened."
Thank you for the clarification.
I don't know what people know about Jack Black. Yeah, Kyle Glass is his name.
Or Kyle Glass.
Or Kyle Glass. I don't know. But
some people don't even know his name.
Yeah, some people, being me, had to confirm it. But it is Kyle Glass. So Julian, Tenacious D, that's copyright infringement, I believe. Never mind that we kind of do that here.
Yeah. And Jack Black, again, doesn't seem in the joking mood.
Not at the moment, no.
It doesn't seem like he's in the mood to let it. You know what? I'm going to let this
Look,
one
I
slide.
just want to be Kung Fu Panda. I'm not looking for...
Keep those Kung Fu Panda checks coming.
Yeah, I'm not looking for the right to come after me because of something someone else said. My friend, gotta go. So, But right now, the leader in the clubhouse is Devastating D's, although Droopy D's, I don't mind because it's mine. So...
Droopy D's when they're bad. Is
Devastating D's when they're good, Droopy D's when they're bad. I think that's where we're landing unless we get some more. But Tenacious D sucks, and you were lucky you made Sean laugh, or you would have been suspended for a week, Julian. You found a judge who's sympathetic to your cause. Luckily for you.
I mean, we left the door wide open by asking about D's.
True,
this,
but
D's that,
and to pretend like this show has some sort of standard of humor that's too lowbrow for us.
Nope,
not at all. Clearly, look how hard you're laughing.
Still am.
I know. Still got a smile on his face. All right. So while the Diaz trio or the triple D's or the devastating D's weren't great, the Astros are trying to maybe make Aledmys Diaz less of a part of the lineup. Maybe first base is the place they go to bolster their lineup, obviously with the hope of Kyle Tucker coming back. But right now, John Heyman was on MLB Network, and he believes the Astros are targeting first base. So this is a new name that I don't think anyone had brought up until yesterday. John Heyman was on with Robert Flores on the MLB Network, and this is John Heyman on what the Astros might do to help first base.
You say there's an option if they want to get aggressive at first base. What do you think?
Yes, I think you're going to like this one, Robert. They're certainly looking at first base, and they were interested, certainly, if Christian Walker or Pete Alonso is going to be available. Doesn't appear that they're going to go anywhere. Those teams are in contention right now. But there's another guy who can play first, did play first in New York the last couple of days, Isaac Paredes. And I don't think this name's really been out there, but this is a potential fit for the Astros. And, he really works on a number of levels for them. First of all, pull hitter. I mean, this is the most pull hitter in baseball, right? Every single one of his 60-plus home runs has been pulled. So Crawford boxes meet Isaac Paredes. Also, he has 3 more years to go, and he's really a third baseman. He's playing first, a third baseman. And, I mean, you know as well as I do, it doesn't appear they are very likely to be able to keep Bregman.
So
right?
he could
Bregman
shift
is
over to third once
shift
Bregman
over to
leaves.
third. So this is actually why, no perfect fit is a cliche. This is a pretty good fit.
So Isaac Paredes, if you were somebody who thought of his name before John Heyman said it, congratulations to you, because I hadn't heard it. I mean, I doom scroll my For You page just looking for things, and sometimes you land on a lot of Astros Twitter and their discussions about who they should get, or just simply Astros reporters. I don't think I saw that name. So, as you heard, he would play first base at least for this year, and then he could move over to third with the likely departure of Alex Bregman. I think the comfort in knowing that he would be under team control for multiple years helps, and that makes him more expensive. So if there was a bidding war, could the Astros win it? I guess it all depends on how far they would go to get him. And if they're all in, that could be a very expensive, at least as far as prospects, that could be a very expensive choice going at Paredes. I think the conventional wisdom, maybe up until this last week or so, was that pitching was going to be the clear direction, and that probably still remains a priority. But the bats in that lineup can look a little soft at times, and rolling out not Dubon per se, he's been pretty good, but rolling out Diaz to go play first base, and then obviously Singleton, who does what he can. But I've said it all year long. The Astros have not had a legitimate first baseman on the roster, at least not one who you want to count on night after night in the postseason. Just think, platooning Diaz and Singleton. That feel good? Is that comfortable? If that's who you're taking into the divisional round, I don't think so. But they may be stuck there if they don't make an addition, even if it's not a Paredes.
Yeah, I think I've been big on they just need an arm or arms in the starting rotation or bullpen. If there was a position, like a position player spot that I would want the Astros to target, it would be first base. So this Paredes character
okay.
Seems like an easy sell. John Heyman was really selling me on him because I'll have to be honest, not that familiar with his game.
I wasn't familiar with his game until I saw the clip yesterday. Yeah.
Not familiar with his game, but hey, he can play first. Next year he can play third. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we're trying to pick someone out of central casting that would fit the Astros' needs, that would be it. Team control. He can play third next year, and then you can scrabble together first base next year while having a ready-made replacement this year. So we'll see how much it would cost, how many other teams are involved, and whether the Rays think it's worth trading him this season anyway. You know, the Rays have a say as well. As much as it's like, hey, Astros, go out and get him.
No.
Well, the Rays are like, actually,
who cares?
I don't care what John Heyman has to say. Who said we're trading him?
Nah, who cares? Come on, Rays.
Oh, you think the Astros?
Cool.
You think Dana Brown can just bully the Rays into trading Paredes to them?
What do you want to do, Rays? Pay him?
Well, we've got multiple years to make that decision.
But these guys that we're trading here are going to be cheaper.
But are they any good? If I'm the Rays, I don't like that response. You're not selling me on making the trade.
We'll see.
We'll see. Hey, you've got the stats in front of you.
Yeah.
Why you asking me?
Numbers boy, think? Tell me the numbers.
Yeah. Isn't that how you guys make your way through not being able to pay anyone? You look at the numbers and project. Do it. That's what you guys do, right?
Yeah. You want the easy way out?
Yeah, the Rays are going to hang up on us if we use that if we try to use that to persuade them. Do your job.
Yeah.
That's what you guys do.
Come on. Pedro Leon. You love him.
26 years old. You want him? Have him.
You guys love, or at least I think, still play Jose Siri.
They do
Come on.
still play Jose Siri.
From the people who brought you Jose Siri, now bring you Pedro Leon.
You want another Jose Siri? We'll give him to you. As long as Paredes is coming back. So Heyman throws some chum into the water for us Astros fans to discuss, and hopefully it comes true. That seems like a good fit for this team, and then maybe they can attack the rotation as well. Another arm might be needed as well. James Paxton just got DFA'd. Would the Astros have any interest there? So there are options that wouldn't cost you as much if that's someone you're interested in. We'll get to more Astro stuff as we go, but we'll go to the Texans. They were back on the field. Joe Mixon wasn't, and we heard from D'Amico Ryans yesterday discussing how he'll be fine. He said fine way too many times for me and Sean, which makes us think he won't be that fine. Particularly when he said Joe's tough. That means there's something that he's going to have to overcome that I guess a normal player wouldn't have to overcome. That didn't make me feel good either, by the way. Joe's tough. He'll be fine. Why does he have to be so tough to overcome this? I guess we'll find out at some point. So he wasn't on the field, but we did hear from Stephon Diggs yesterday, and D'Amico talks about the Diggs and Stroud connection. So we'll get to some of that when we come back.